Now, first off, both teams deciding to stick with the bans that they had last week, so no real surprises there. I think the first thing that I'm gravitating towards, Tom, is BBL actually picking into this haven. Let's not forget that Giant X chose this map last week, so intrigued to see.
And how did that go?
Yeah, but intrigued to see why BBL have chosen into it if they do want to exploit a weakness from Giant X here.
Yeah, for sure. I think especially because for Westside on the Phoenix, he's been absolutely nasty on that map in particular, but I do fear that if they can shut him down, especially their attack sides without him are going to be tough, and the defense for Phoenix is always a little bit more rough. I'm a bit more surprised by the Lotus choice though, because I believe neither of the teams have actually played that map so far. So.
Yeah, and Giant X have banned it the last 2 weeks as well, so for them to select it is kind of exciting. And I want to also touch on the keys to victory here that we kind of discussed previously, Tom, is enable Lovers Rock. I think that's also coming down to, like, can we figure out where Lovers Rock identity is on this team since the Euro changes? And then for Giant X, really just getting Westside into a better position. I think that so far,
I just read that. I'll update it from now.
Highlight, especially on that Haven. So yeah, I think more from him as well, please.
It feels then in sense of both of these teams, when it comes to their keys to victory, it's more reliant on individual performances. Is that what you would say, or do you think it's more the rest of the team being able to set up the individual?
Yeah, I'm just gonna use this for now.
Well, the funny thing is, I'd go slightly different because I think we are going to get Westside.
Now fix it after the achievements.
It's whether or not the other players.
I'm doing one break, so I completely forgot to do that.
Very good second week. You get him online. I think they're going to be competitive. I think the same. You could put LaRock in that bracket.
Yeah.
LaRock is going to be good, but who is there with him?
The Razor chairs that they're currently sitting on. They're with every single one of the players, so that's something to point out as well. Yeah, either way. BBL side of things, again, like Lovers Rock is one of the players that we've highlighted as well earlier, saying like the changes from the Euro have had maybe not necessarily the most beneficial impact on how he's been playing on the server. So I want to see that comfortability that he had, like, just improve.
Well, I think another thing is they played the Waylay in week 1, and then obviously changes came in for that agent too by week 2 with the patch change. So they then had to go and explore something else. I believe it was the Raised Neon that they were playing instead. So yeah, I think really just trying to figure out what is the identity here. We've seen a switch up, as I mentioned, from Kreving moving.
I'm hoping for Giant X win today. I really want to see Giant X succeed.
I think for Giant X as well, though, Cloud kind of mentioned it in that interview, really instilling these protocols in the team so that they're not losing rounds that they should be guaranteed to win.
But also, I want to touch upon the importance of winning this match, Tom, because we're looking at BBL. They've already lost one. GX was really shaky last week against Pacific. So this is that confidence and morale boost that either one of these teams would need if they want to push into playoffs.
Yeah, I think especially for BBL, expectations are incredibly high. And, well, there we go. This is the mass change. And sort of what I was mentioning earlier about almost going backwards in the meta. This feels like a more old school meta Haven comp. Like, you've got that breach back in for the
Yeah, this is a basic comp. But Westside of Phoenix is a good one though.
It's going to have to be very impressive.
Like, Phoenix is not an agent. We need to have the best aim. So you can take your time with it. And Westside have like the calmest aim mano in the EMEA. So this is like chills him.
Lovers Rock on Jet. I think that this really, as much as it is almost like taking a step backwards, when we think about their time on Challengers, LaRock was probably one of the best breach players in Challengers. Yeah, like he is great at everything, but the first thing, the agent that came to mind was LaRock when I think back to his Challengers time, so yeah.
I mean, if Mini was here and he saw the breach, I think he would be very upset, but
he's not.
He's not, so at that point, who cares? But we
Oh. I don't care about
our
Revolut.
casters ready for today as well. Maybe they can give us a little bit of an insight on what they think about the breach. So, Hazza Cairo, welcome.
Well, thanks for having us. Yeah, results from the previous week make this a must-win game for both teams. The question on my mind is Giant X facing in the facade of a wounded BBL, or is this a team which is truly in crisis?
I mean, for both teams, Hazza, this is probably the perfect week for them both to bounce back. You've got Giant X, who haven't really solved their issues in terms of, is it double duelist, is it double initiator? But for BBL, they need to bounce back. They need to show us what they've got in the locker. For Giant X, they've seen BBL get beat.
On chat. Egypt has no audio.
Obviously vastly different. BBL expecting to
Well,
find
Twitch.
themselves London bound, but if they want to be on that flight, then something has to change. BBL, any time to figure out your identity.
Twitch has audio, but YouTube doesn't.
Facing similar issues, let's be real, and I think this breach that we've seen already feels like they're going back to basics.
Yeah, but is that a signifier of this crisis that BBL are in? their identity from that double duelist starting to show
It should do,
cracks
though.
in the agent select.
30 seconds into the round now, already GX have made their presence known on C, and behind Lloyd, the big question mark there, but
Yeah, you should have no
duly
audio.
cleared, and now BBL's focus should start to shift towards A. Again,
Yeah, they just don't. They should have no audio on YouTube.
Always want to be on the move, and Rose gets all the
That's when.
information,
Oh wait, hold
but
on.
also a whole
That's when.
lot of
Oh wait,
damage.
hold on.
On the backline very quick.
No, I'm
yeah,
just
Rose
an
looking to
idiot.
move there. Still with utility though,
No, man,
and
we're
the
good.
backline has been spotted.
And it has. Grubby getting prepared with that paranoia, but as the players come through, they're going to find the picks, but at least Grubby keeps it even. One more player in the corner. Can Lovers Rock get one more? He can. But we're still 2-on-2. The Sheriff of
Nice Messiah. Let's go, boys.
on the site gets Giant X started the best way possible.
Yeah, GX
That's good start.
very
That's a good start for
receptive to
us.
the pressure coming in from BBL. You saw the heavy flank. Lovers Rock has his time in the sun, but so does Westside. The two players highlighted by the desk as the keys to victory here. Enabling them as much as possible has to be the win condition. And it's Westside the little bit sharper this time.
Yeah. For both of these teams, we haven't
Oh,
actually
line up.
seen
Wait, what's that up for? That's going out of the map. That's going out of the map info, is it?
So interesting that we straight away get them going back in the meta, and it's Tom and Billy speaking about the fact that, like,
Oh, it's a flash lineup.
this look, they don't like the idea that
Wait, that's so
BBL
noddy.
perhaps could be losing a bit of the identity.
Yeah, and it comes back to a conversation we were all having about there being a bit of a Masters hangover. You know,
Yeah.
none of the top 6 Masters teams having a positive record until today. All gamers confirming their spot in the playoffs in CN. We'll come back to that in just a moment. There is a curious stack here by BBL. They're posing the question with all 5 players, and GX have got to be careful they navigate this.
Yeah, at least they're taking it slow and not getting caught off guard. But BBL already looking to leave the site. And with Giant X staying in place, this is looking like it's just going to be a quick re-hit.
And so back to the previous conversation. Yeah, a first ever defeat to the Eternal Fire Core and Izzy.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah,
surface
because
would
there's
seem
a lot of
like,
map gaps.
you
So.
know, a big thing, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's a huge loss to take, but this is a
Oh, that
BBL
flash
team
got
which you and
Grubby
I
now.
have followed over the last couple of years that every
Yeah.
now and then do switch off. It's that next game and the bounce back where, you know, then you're really asking the question.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting
do
what's
they
that
have
ult.
what
That's
it
good. That's good.
takes to
On this
find
map,
their
if you have
feet in
Phoenix, you
the
need a
best
Phoenix to
right
get the
now,
ult
which
ops.
really doesn't suit them.
Because his ult is actually so impactful on this map, especially on attack.
Players of BBL stand on the outskirts. Well,
And it's the quickest one to get as well. So you can literally get so many times.
Is very likely with the positions that they're taking up. And I want to further your point, right? And kind of build upon that. I agree with you that BBL are a team who normally do bounce back, but I want to switch your minds back to EMEA Challengers 3 of 2025. And we didn't really see that bounce back, right? I understand that the group was a lot, how to put it, the group.
Stacked group.
Yeah, stacked group.
Mandatory,
It was hard,
enterprise,
yeah.
lots of Ascension attendees.
Yeah, a lot of big Ascension quality players, but the point I want to get to is we watched the first 2 games of them being playing against each other, Enterprise and
They're shooting
Mandatory.
bodies already. That's crazy.
They didn't really show us too much,
No.
which is a bit poor.
Yeah.
And in that moment, in that group, I thought to myself, these guys look like they're in a
The
class.
video is just toxic in general. Chat.
Double control
Their
and a lot
team
more slower.
Yeah.
is
And I
very
feel as if
toxic.
That's kind of where we're at right now with BBL.
No, there have been a few metas. Even Teho Breach springs to mind where it didn't immediately click, but as
Like,
you can see
Rock,
here,
he just stands up regardless of what
they're
fucking
playing
round they won.
with the
They could win a 5 passes one and he'll still
just
stand up.
one death on the GX side, I believe. West side already with a run it back. There are tools to make this scary.
And then you have literally everyone on the team is shooting bodies. It's just so crazy how toxic they are.
We know how good he can be. And back
The
to
flash
what
is actually
we
quite good
struggled
though.
on the Euro-
But because it's
video
field flash, it didn't last that long though, so it's not
but
much.
As things have changed, the Jet might be the answer to the problem.
I get why they flash it, but I don't know if it's like a really a flash would need to be done.
One of the best swings that GX will get.
You're flashing the kids uppers or like a push up or something.
With West side and this ultimate, so already surging towards the C side. Kreven taking up position.
Yeah, but the operator does get to strike.
We didn't get to see anything there, so good job, Bright.
BBL try and backfill it. Flickless just misses his chance, and BBL might have won the round already. The 2 remain in resistance. The 2-man main resistance need to try and get the spike back in their hands, and with 50 seconds remaining, we've got plenty of time to do it.
Yeah, they do. And they're happy to throw their guns at this. At what point does... Lovers Rock is holding the angle.
Yeah.
Rose did give it up. I think GX are just waiting for an overextension which BBL are not happy to just give them.
Yeah, nothing just matters. It's gonna be a save.
Have the bulldog in his hand, so you're expecting him to at least go to one of the rifles of BBL. That's for Westside.
It is a bonus, so it's not good, but we lost
to a point where I think you're just.
We got rid of one gun, but it's whatever. Some more stuff.
So with that in mind, BBL should walk away with all 4 weapons here. It certainly looks to be the case as Lovers Rock fires off on Flickless.
Yeah, no one's gonna push west side.
And they can pick up their first hit on Haven nice and early, which is important, Cairo, because they're starting on the defender's side. And when you look at how BBL have performed so far this stage, it's the attack where they've really struggled.
Yeah, it is the attack where they've struggled. And when I think back to Haven historically, I think of this BBL roster always having such a good Haven defense. So, yeah, as you said, this is the half that we're not putting under a microscope.
That's a nice spot for layer.
But I guess on the other hand, then we start to think of Giant X and what their attack looks like.
Brawl about to break out in A, and it's that big exchange between the op of Lovers Rock and the rest of GX here we've got to be thinking about. Larok is back on the breach, so he's got a stun to support if required. Right now, the drone is the only catalyst for Lovers Rock to get himself into a fighting position, and in fact, he'll just leave his IGL behind to watch over this by himself.
Yeah, the drone not seen too much, but Rose in the middle.
Nice, Sarah. Louis has a lot of space, and I know it has been a hit.
They're building this defensive macro off of having the Sova solo A long. GX
Probably TP'd into a trip anyway.
It's maximum punishment.
That it is. So with the 4 players remaining, how does this look? You can already see that Flickless
Second heat for us to looking back from Carnage. That is crazy, Massa.
Towards that side, and he's held a jump, but isn't able to win. So now full focus on the remaining 4 on site. What can they do to hold this down?
Larok almost full belt on the way back in.
This is going to be a real issue. One which Giant X are going to have to try and stand the test of. Only a classic, but it's Lovers Rock. Oh, Ara's rifle, and Giant X to perhaps win it here.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I genuinely thought it was just our left. I did not know Westside was still alive. I literally thought it was just our.
Back to the Eternal Fire game, BBL in the skirmish there, ending up picking into the first map. That was Pearl. Eternal Fire ready for it. Feels like you maybe want to say the same about this one already here.
Question has it. When we get into this, right? It already looks that Giant X have a great start to this map. It has to be
that one really made me shit myself.
Next round, a really big swing round between the
you remember really something else? It really is.
Probably on an equal round.
Yeah.
When do we start to consider this that BBL really?
You have to carry your entire wardrobe when you're out on the streets, bro. You never know what's gonna happen.
As you said, it's right after
it could snow, like it could literally snow any minute, bro. It could snow, it could be sunny, it could be raining. It's just random.
It completely changes your theory. And yes, BBL have been known in the past.
It's very inconsistent. The only time it's consistent is during summer, and that's just like a 40 degrees heat, bro. Like, hell no.
While Les was still in the region, he said that Larok was one of the best breach players in the world. But what can he do here on this mid fight? Nothing. Just
Lovers Rock, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing, Lovers Rock?
So it all sits on his shoulders.
Oh.
First kill is good.
Wait, Grub got onto site? Oh, he TP'd on. I didn't realise that.
Captures him back onto the spike of BBL. Look at Loiter.
Nice, Cloud. Guys.
Sticking this, Flickless catches a kill onto Rose, but won't stop the defuse in full. Larok's hands were busy. He didn't have to do too much in that round in the end. Just the 1 kill in the
That is not a good round to lose.
And a bit of a mistake from GX in post-plant.
It is a mistake, but BBL get through into the next round, counting the lucky chickens, and I can see this as if there's not a whole bunch left. The fact that we look at this, and Giant X had a good post plan, managed to get rid of the flank, which they seem to be so aware of. Still, we are in a big swing round between these two. BBL's economy isn't out of the woods just yet.
This one more pressing than the last. Arrow sliding in immediately. Paranoia catches, so does the reveal.
Okay, nice pick, nice picks.
GX with the
No smoke, no sentry, that's chilling.
They've responded
They've got double
so
initiate
well.
and Judas still.
Perfectly.
But it's
Whilst the
fine.
C site,
We have West
BBL
Side, we have
recovering,
Flickless,
and
we've
look
got
at
the
West
best
Side, they've
aimers,
gotta run it back
one of the best
again.
EMEA
Really got to be targeting.
IGLs,
Phoenix are
Cloud,
a couple of rounds to make this
like this.
worth the price that you pay in trade-off for other utility. Lovers Rock
Just-
already sending a
I
statement.
don't know, even if we updrafted, he would have been a waste because they would hit. No.
Such a split retake.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to ones realistically here.
So BBL, as ever, happy to roll that dice and play down to
That's Cloud.
their own individual strengths, but when it stops,
Yeah,
for
that's
Lovers
even now.
Rock, it stops for the rest of them. This one just isn't feasible, and so GX build on their lead. At the very least, some rifles retained.
Yeah, I feel as if BBL are kind of making some really basic
I'll say hot
mistakes
with the
in the
first stuff.
sense that when we're
I
watching
could
them
go
right
so
now,
bad
a
if it
lot
nothing
of the
longer.
rounds have got a flank element to it.
Bro, welcome to my
And
life the
Giant
last
X
2
are
weeks,
just
bro.
dedicating one player to the flank, and every single time.
The difference is Ada gets unbanned.
Round, Giant X have been winning it, or at least have got a player to identify the issue.
Yeah.
So it feels like right now
That
BBL
dot
are
actually just
taking a
helps so
lot of
much.
Chances being a little bit, I guess I hate to see it, desperate in a way.
Yeah. No, I know exactly how you feel, and I think a common trend for a lot of these rounds as well is built off the back of what GX were always historically so good at, set pieces.
Yeah.
And when you look at their composition, I'm definitely favouring in current times the Neon Phoenix, which we've seen find success in this region on other teams, Liquid for example as well, to be winning those fights as Ara did.
Well, there's 3 rifles in the mix here. As you could see, BBL wanted to fight that mid portion, but Giant X once again very slow on the uptake, but that actually favouring them against BBL.
We haven't used any
Exactly
util
what
healers,
Valorant
that's
trying to
good.
call around this antagonistic behaviour from BBL. Rose hangs on
Oh,
for a couple.
boys.
In fact, it's Lovers
Let's
Rock
go.
with the hat trick in the end. Buys them a 4 versus 2. The question is, can they recover any of these rifles? Doesn't look like it.
Grubby wants to go back into the space that has just been fought for. Has seen Rose, but needs to be careful of any more. While showing his presence, you can see that Flickless is working elsewhere on the map.
And that's the thing, with all of those numbers invested towards A, Flickless
Quinn.
has to know that there's a gap that he can try and make some space with. It's all a game of timing. And Kreven decapitates him on the way back through. Grubby left with it all on the table. The ball in his court. He has a full utility belt, but the question is, how many do BBL give him?
I mean, rifles can be picked up, at least donated to the likes of Loiter.
Yeah, BBL are set for the next round so long as they can close it here. Can they keep it clean?
Well, they should be able to, right? It is 4 of the best that we have in the region against Scrubby, who's not had the best of 26 starts. Smoke in, just playing around the edge of it.
Just seeing if anyone wants to walk into the crosshair, as you say, not the best stage for Grubby. Part and parcel of this GX system, but given a chance to get going, he starts to run hot. Grubby with a couple, and now it's down to the 2v1. Flash in his face, but Kreven is
And
there.
DNT.
Safe pair of hands as always. And
Do you watch
BBL
Muda? No, I don't like Muda, bro.
Yeah, the heartbeat starts to get raised a little bit when Grubby gives it an attempt, and it is a respectable one at that. At least BBL get over the line, but it's the numbers in which it saves them, right? How do you even let it get into this position? Great A fight, expecting the contact from Giant X that's been catching BBL off guard, and that's what I think we're going to see a lot more of, that adaptation. Right,
Muda is like one of the only Valorant creators I did not fuck with.
The gloves are off, you know? And then you play into the mind games. Is it just Rose here? Okay, the Sova player's taken the first fight. Lovers Rock's in behind it. This time, he's going to be bringing out the AWP.
Revealing area. Well, that AWP obviously going to be identified with the scan of the dart and a shot fired, but nothing off the back of it. Giant X will fill that space.
Yeah. GX just loving to take this long control and then freeze, wait for that reclear that BBL have been known to do.
Taking their time coming back in. The problem with Giant X, or the problem with BBL right now, is if leave players on.
Honestly, if he's cheating in R6, I wouldn't be
the
surprised.
ultimates that they have in pocket.
The shit what happened in Valorant, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's Creven watching mid instead, and they've actually brought Larok in here to support. A site, and he's the defender of it, but it's Rose instead at the back that's able to pick up.
Nice picks.
Trying to squad back in and help out his captain, but Westside with the run it back, already good for another.
Well, Spike can go in. Look at the 3 remaining. You can see the operator go straight to heaven to try and get a pick.
Paranoia cuts across the frame.
That's my sad.
But unfortunately, Lovers Rock walks away empty-handed. Westside again, and with flickless by
Good job, boys. Good jobs.
GX indestructible in these kinds of situations.
Yeah, I'm starting to take note of
Wait, Jimmy's live right now playing Valorant? Let me look at Jimmy's stream. I'll look at it, see what he's doing. Oh, I got an ad. Go with the ad. Is he in rank?
They know exactly what they're going to do. They've got everything prepared for them.
You know, due to the things that happened in the past with him on Valorant side, I wouldn't be surprised if he's shooting an R6.
Really feels like we've stripped back the layers and we're playing a fundamental game here. It's very simplistic stuff, but potent is the impact. First time out called on the BBL side, a sign of weakness perhaps, as Key is starting to lay out the orders. And yeah, he was pretty candid with his response after the Eternal Fire loss that it was a game plan issue.
Yeah.
How much have they really developed since the last time we saw them here?
Like his aim is somehow so good, and when you watch replays, he's like following the list it was. Yeah, definitely sus then. I mean, like, if you play like Valorant CS, your aim should be good in like any other game. But trying to place the walls is crazy.
Players' fault list. They've opted for such a simplistic take on Haven, and it doesn't inspire me.
I mean, it's the basics, right? It doesn't feel like BBL are even leaving themselves with an opportunity to defend A at times.
Yeah.
Go back and look up a Larok highlight reel from his time in Challengers. Half of those clips are on Haven A site as a defender, you know?
Yeah.
We need him there. We need Loiter putting the short smoke as well, right? The Avova smoke, like...
Yeah, but there's a difference between tier 2 and a roster that's qualified to champ.
But you've got to be able to level that up, right, accordingly. And if GX can beat you at that game, then...
100%. Oh, the flash being held through mid, and well, the steps probably going to follow. That operator and one rifle on BBL, the only parts that could really form a dangerous line as the defense try and hold on. There's a utility being sent towards them and slowly gravitating towards the C site. Well, a duelist and a Cypher break through B.
That's huge.
Spike far from committed at this point in time though, Cairo. Still holding back on this GX.
No, not anymore. Look at Cloud. He's rushing to the B side, and not only that, Giant X have taken that A link space.
Oh!
It's huge, a lovely double kill. And Larok left trying to chase and follow the footsteps of an Ara that has gone elsewhere.
Yeah, just running circles around him. And Larok thought for just a second and looked away at an inopportune moment. The round is done though. GX have secured themselves a 6th with this post plant.
There's this one guy.
Too much for BBL to digest.
Okay, the catching cheaters for 6. He's very skeptical.
Well, the operator has been identified, and you know Giant X want to try and get rid of that. As Lovers Rock tries to dip, dive and dodge, but I tell you what, there's not much dodging in Westside's rifle. So that leaves Larok, the only buy coming into this round, saved.
GX happy to invest those ultimates in a round where they know that BBL are looking more and more downtrodden as things progress. I've got to say though, I'm wondering how much of a lead they can really carve out here. One of my biggest criticisms for GX in the previous week was their inability to close out that 11-3 they had against Pacific. So you don't want to take anything for granted right now. We know BBL's focus will have been on that second half. Create maximum damage while you still can.
So the operator is now dead. Not right operator, sorry, it's a rifle. Lovers Rock dedicated towards that mid portion of the map. Well, BBL set up a play through the Loiter. The only man to hold on to, and you know he's capable.
Yeah, arguably the most consistent player on this BBL team, and the problem being, if he's not alive mid to late round, where do you look for answers? TP's out, it's a little bit of a bait for Rose, but he gets detected in long, and it's a long, long way to go. The Sova player on high alert, and you can see the rotations in motion, but that's where GX start to peel back.
What's that savage
BBL
doing?
are
Say,
playing Giant X's tune, that pressure, pulling players across. They don't want to get caught out. They drone
I really hope Giant X does hit into C because I want to see that trip.
BBL could doubt
Oh,
themselves here. Instead, they
wait, what's that going off though?
act off the
What's the
information.
pixels on?
Be a C hit coming through soon.
Yeah, into Kreven set up without a slide for the Neon player. This trap should be finding value, but it's instead the Rolling Thunder that
That's a good ult waste. Oh, that's 2 ults wasted.
At the doorstep, Rapino can trade it out, but Kreven's right there back, and BBL showing those signs of life. Backside is out of guard for GX right now. There's just no way through for them. Arrow lit up.
This one. That's 2 ults wasted for them. No, 3 ults.
The distance closed.
It's huge.
Yeah, distance closed, but at the expense of 4 ultimates off the back of that.
Sounds good, Joe.
How
Appreciate it.
repeatable is that round? That's the question I ask. I mean, fair enough, you get the round win. BBL, I guess a minute of a round worth of momentum. But
Well, this side just flashed into the
you
team.
can still see issues that are coming through on the defensive side.
No way we've just replayed that same Phoenix flash like 3 times. Come on.
Mate, it's toxic.
Production are on smoke, but here we go. Westside can't blind his teammates with that one, surely. And as Lovers Rock pushes up, this is a much more aggressive look from BBL than what we'd seen in previous rounds. And it's paid dividends. Loiter adding in from Suicide as well. And it's a man advantage for now.
I like that, right? You're seeing that Loiter, that sewer position, actually,
Sours.
yeah,
Scottish accent coming through.
actually gets value, has a concentrate in the game.
Sorry,
God's sake.
I'm just glad we don't have Beryl in the map pool today.
Cheers, mate. So the last 2 remaining have to try and go elsewhere. That seaside completely given up. Remember, there's that one trap just outside of main. Could give a little bit of information, but it's not dependable. So as soon as this one goes, Hazard, like the world's the oyster for GX really here.
Yeah, you've then immediately got to look, what do BBL have coming back into a potential retake situation? The dart should be coming back up for Rose. He's got both shocks. Cam already used preemptively by Kreven. And Westside does have a molly, so this could get a little bit cagey here.
I mean, right now the attack are going to try and want to get a pick back in their favour, get numbers in there,
That's the side.
and that pick's just done it.
All goes up, molly's still available.
Flickless?
Flickless, it might have been a little bit dirty, but he manages to get it over the line. So a 2 versus 1, BBL had the advantage,
That's best.
and they've bottled it in this round, leaving GX with a massive advantage heading into the last round.
Yes.
We get this round, we win the game,
There's
surely.
a 1 versus 1 that happens at CT. Flickless able to win that one. And with Westside having the extra util to just stall it out, Kreven's 5 HP. He can't disrespect the Blaze Wall in the end. And GX just isolate the fights that they needed to. It's a really frustrating way to lose.
Both players can't hit the shots.
Come on! Another one?
You're joking.
Well, I'll tell you what it is, it's another C-hit has Giant XL not one to stop, not at all. And Lovers Rock at the back of sight, trying to make sure he doesn't get caught out. And
Where did Naz go, bro? They weren't even aimed at anyone.
Yeah, he's on a Bucky, so maybe wanting to play up close around the edge of one of these smokes. It's going to fade before he gets the chance to.
Well, those flashes aren't doing a whole bunch, and neither is
Nice!
Ara, and Giant
Good shit, Ara.
X
Good shit.
ending a flawless round in this first half. What a brilliant start.
In zone flawless there to close out the half for GX. A real kick in the teeth for BBL, who wanted to bounce back from last week. We'll see if they can after the half.
I'm gonna be right back as well, actually.
You're 1 sentence away from launching your website.
I'm on shown yet, but I haven't played. I'll be right back, Jeff. I'll be right back.
Slow start for BBL in this first map of the series of what is a must-win series. Like we said, that's just exactly how this game feels. Sure, it's in the 1-1, but we were speaking about it, the Des discussed it. That game against Pacific is the one which everyone feels like they're naturally going to get at this stage, and anything else would be considered an upset, especially when you're looking at this BBL team that wish to be London bound.
Yeah, but on top of that, Hazza, there is a cuss in EMEA, and something that not a lot of people have spoken about. When it comes to your kickoff winners, anybody who's won the kickoff at EMEA has never qualified to an event after that win. That's an insane stat to think about. You think of Carmine Core in the first year, right? You think of last year when we saw the kickoff win go the way of Vitality. So, like, overall, this could be worrying if BBL can't win out here and put themselves in the drop-off zone.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Whether you believe in curses or not, something in the water, and this is a chance now for GX to really hammer that point home. Flickless has been fantastic on the Cypher since making the switch, and he's one of the first players here. Shown the exit is Ara though, and Lover's Rock has made a way into the C site. Grabinho trying to hold it down as the reveal comes in over the top, but still it's just not looking good enough for GX to keep themselves in it right now. Twice the numbers for BBL in post.
Yeah, but they come back in with 2 sheriffs, and hey, listen, a couple of those body shots can make things dangerous.
Oh, you got to hit him first, and Cloud's already taken on board. An unhealthy amount of damage. Rose at the double, that'll do it. BBL on the board first in this second half.
Yeah, the reality after that first half is this is probably just a Haven, a typical Haven map. The defense have struggled, and BBL go straight on to the attack and prove what they are good at, and that's taking the heads clean off. Yeah, Lover's Rock 13 and 10 so far. We need to see the rest of this BBL roster pick up the slack.
It is done.
So with the pistol round secured, BBL, of course, yeah, just thinking about this attack side, it has to be something that's been running through their minds over the last week as a general issue, as they lost exactly 1 week ago against Eternal Fire. And this game, on paper as well, should be the perfect opportunity for them to respond to what happened, because there is no additional rivalry, no additional stakes. Hello, Cloud. You all right, mate? Cool.
He's looking deep into our
He
souls.
is. Sorry, it caught me off guard a little bit there. I'm shaking.
You feeling all right, mate?
No, I shiver down my spine. I don't know. Maybe it's just the Berlin weather. It's actually quite sunny, surprisingly.
Oh, mate, I feel as if I'm in Spain with this weather.
I mean, you live in Scotland, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
anything's
true.
an
That's
improvement. But back to the point in hand. Sure. BBL, right? These attack sides and the pressure of the game.
Yes.
You know, the pressure. It's not the same. I think Larok looked like a man possessed at times after some of those rounds. Really, lots of emotions attached to that one. Whereas here, this should be an opportunity to sort of reset, take yourself a step back.
Yeah, BBL, a team with a target on their backs, let's be honest, right? Especially after how they were talking in interviews, especially with how good they've been. Everybody wants to prove themselves against this, and Giant X would have known the task at hand. Lover's Rock hasn't been able to quite connect, but at least Krev and the rest of BBL are. Okay, that's fine. It'll be pretty easy from here on now for BBL to get this round done.
Yeah, just confirming what the weapon was picked up there by Cloud. It is only a ghost, so one more kill would be good damage. And we'll have to see if Rose can pick up that other rifle, I assume, on site.
There was Marshall from Lover's Rock, so it's not a massive loss realistically.
But to sort of build on what you were saying there as well, it does feel like put up or shut up right now for BBL with the position that they're in, because they've talked a big game. It only counts for much if you can then put the results behind it. Cloud with no real opportunity to make something stick there. So the gap back down to 2, and we'll have to test for strength BBL's bonus.
That's the big point. Yeah, you're going to have to means test this and see if BBL can show us what we know they're capable of. And they have done that in the first couple of rounds. It seems as if we've went right back to what we expect of them in this second half on the attack. But the big keynote here is the note that came in straight away in this half was that BBL have the second worst post-plant record of any team on Haven.
Yeah, I mean, look, the post-plants last week, not just for them and Eternal Fire, were pretty poor.
Take flight.
Cloud gathering info over the top of the A-long smoke. There is player presence behind it, and BBL doing much of the same that we saw from the defense in the previous.
Seems like
That's better than me. I mean, Egypt.
head elsewhere, but they have deposited a Joker. Loiter placed face down on the A main. What can he do realistically? Not a whole bunch. He wants to head elsewhere.
Yeah, he's folded, unfortunately, so not much with that one. GX looking like they're playing for a retake towards the C side. This cam from Flickless can spot players early, but with it destroyed post-haste, BBL are ready to fight this one, and Flickless can't stand the ground. He's forced to forfeit it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hear about how GX are going to start to get in towards this retake, though, Hazard.
Spike planted.
For sure. Get me walking behind you, kiddo.
Ruby. Wait, Ruby, wait. Garage picking Ruby. Nice. I'm gonna blind default.
Yes, yes, yes. Wait, I do
I'm gonna
molly.
blind default, okay?
I do molly.
Ready, boys?
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm revealing.
Go. I flash.
I'm blinded, guys. Default.
One's back side.
Default, and backside. Long.
I got blind.
Player standing.
Oh.
Minus 40. Flat.
Long default.
He's default.
And now Flickless left in a 1v3. He watched the site get taken, and he will watch it crumble. Rose is there to clean it up, and yeah, when you looked at the comms,
Doesn't watch. What's up, buddy?
You know, pretty standard, right?
Yeah.
I think it was, there were a couple moments there where it felt a little bit panicked, but otherwise, BBL doing exactly what they needed.
Yeah, and I think Giant X had identified all the key issues there as well in terms of like where players were playing from. It's just unfortunate that they all line up to Lover's Rock there in the end, but...
Yep, and a body shooting crazy.
I don't think Giant X are doing anything too bad. I just think BBL are now beginning to shoot again.
Here.
I really hope next time Giant X wins around, we shoot the bodies.
More in the hands of Lover's Rock, and an opportunity here to start building up a little bit more finance. I think one of the big things about how BBL used to play around comeback, for example, was that they were running the Outlaw a lot. They were running the Operator every single time it was possible, even throwing away the most expensive gun in the game.
So they know where the cam
Some of
is.
these ecos, and that kind of leans into the second map, Lotus,
But they
as
can't really
well,
break it by showing themselves.
how you're expecting them to play there as it returns to the pool.
West. Oof.
But from GX now, it's a case of what I was talking about earlier.
But we're still missing some good timings right now.
You know, where it feels like they have that plan, they're setting up for a retake.
If Bro walks up, he can get such a good pick. Like a huge one.
I don't know what Giant X are rotating off the back of, if Creven's been held or whatnot, but it seems if they're thinking it's going to be B.
It's a bit of a gamble, right?
Yeah.
Get 4 bodies behind this, hope that BBL are trying to play into it. You can even hear from, you won't be able to hear it through the microphone, but down on the stage, the comms
30
are
seconds left.
pretty hectic on the BBL side as they're now scrambling over towards A. Of course, Creven has told them that this should be a free site. They haven't accounted for West side just yet, though. He's not going to last very long.
He managed to get himself in a shot though in a corner in which can be difficult to clear, but that information should make that as clear cut as possible for the attack.
Yeah.
Not expecting much from this from Giant X.
If we can get at least 2 guns down, then that's be good for us. But
In goes the classic of Ara, that's one down. Flickless the next, and
that's one.
it's just your standard eco fodder.
If we can get one more at least,
BBL should be
we won't win the round, but it'd be good for the next.
At 8 all. Damage control more than anything as the spike starts to pace aggressively now.
Yeah.
And they can add
But I don't know, we got big damage on Lover's Rock later. So that's 2,000 credits wasted. Or DVB purchase, so.
Everything that they showed us, right, in terms of the fact that they're willing to go and take those fast takes. But what the worst part about it is that their
Like,
general stats
Westside was in a good
worse than
position,
attack stats, and this
but it
is
wasn't the
really
greatest angle to hold since people could walk past, as we saw.
and seeing what's actually going on here.
GX, of course, another team adopting double duelist, and it's important to mention that while historically that double duelist would be very effective on the defender's side, that was down to the Yoru. When you're missing that. I think the theory sometimes is quite difficult for some of these teams to really get a grasp of and how it is that they want to set up a lot of the time. If you're playing for set retake, you do have lots of good utility with the Neon Stun, for example, and even these Phoenix Molly lineups if Westside is looking for it. So that's what I'm wondering here. Can GX actually start to show us a little bit of that game plan now? And you can also see coming out of this timeout that Ara is going to have brought up an operator, which is another talking point in and of itself.
Yeah, it is. It's something that is like, I feel as if a key part of Ara's game, something that like we've really saw a lot of and left a lot to be desired in that first stage of kickoff. But as we've headed into stage 1, first week, we didn't really see a lot of it. Second week, once he got it back online, Ara was absolutely frying on the operator.
Yeah, he did lose that head-to-head versus CNED actually, 3-1.
8-8. We need to look in Giant X, bro. Look in. It was 8-4.
Set up this defender's side a little bit better.
Giant X's old combo Vito actually was good. They should have kept it.
It's a cam for contact here. Or is it Ara just peeking in front?
Well, he's now on the line, so this allows Giant X to
Go Phoenix over now.
towards other parts of the map. Drones traded, that smoke stops Cloud seeing a whole bunch. In fact, the main pack now is BBL start to bear on down of A.
Westside is here and does have the ultimate, but in a defensive position, it always feels like you're really bringing it down to the wire. Lovers Rock trying to create a little bit of space here over the top. Westside did pop the ult, in fact, so he can live a little longer, but he's got to start fragging out or he is on borrowed time, and it's just the one to bail him out of that situation. GX without
this ain't going well now. We look so dominant on attack. I mean, this map is definitely more attack decided, I'll admit. But this ain't going well.
Chance to be online, and it's the same here for Ara. He wants to keep it. He wants to keep it in his back pocket, and BBL aren't chasing either. Right now, the way the things are looking, BBL take advantage.
As you can see there on the screen as well, the impacts which GX are able to get from this operator tends to be pretty good, but there were moments definitely, and in kickoff as well, where you mentioned that it felt like Ara was missing in those situations, and it just simply wasn't worth the price tag.
I mean, it's insane though, you think towards the first half even, right? If we want to make it much more relevant, when we saw Ara's rifle work on the Neon, it looked great, and these set pieces seem to be missing from the defense side, where if I'm thinking about it, that's probably your most set piece heavy part of the map, surely, right?
Yeah, and if we're talking Ara's op play, especially, look back no further than Champs last year, and you know, the final stage that we had in EMEA, I feel like that's when we really saw him level up individually, especially with this gun. It will find itself part of the foundations of this defense yet again, as BBL have now taken the lead. 5 rounds unanswered. And Lovers Rock with a judge. You feel like he's heading straight into sewers here.
Yeah, adding that to the repertoire will be a dangerous one. We've seen Derka and what he can do with a judge, but we're not going to see it here as they start to head elsewhere on the map. B is what they're thinking about. But also, you've got to be thinking about the op lying on the C side of the map. That's a potential danger that BBL could walk into.
They're going to go right down the middle instead. And Lovers Rock with blades drawn has an opportunity to get mobile in here as well, one which he will take, and with that license, no kills collected. Grubby still holding on here as best he can. GX hanging off the olive branch, and BBL making them pay for it. A hefty toll in the 3v3. Larok doubles up, but the spike is left out in the open.
Oh, big information, because look at the flank.
Flickless catches this just at the right time. Kreven closing in the gap, and Rose spotted to the corner front B. Ara interested. 2-on-2 situation, but GX have players in the right position.
This round can't go wrong.
Kreven, more than anything,
It shouldn't do at least.
red herring in this situation, and Ara posted on the line has to hit the shot. And with Rose just peeking, that's the barrel spotted. That should be Ara confirming this one now, as Kreven's trying to close the gap, just can't complete the distance. 9-9, and GX answer right back.
GX do what we know them best at, right? Trade off, play off one another. That's what this whole team has been built upon. Just the simple basics. It's a little bit dicey, but GX do well to respond to the pressure put on the B side. And when Larocque loses this spike, that's the worst part. Because how do you even get it back? Krebin trying to fly, BBL's plan completely crumbles. And we're all even once again. They head towards C, and that's where the operator is. Ara again, ready to fight this. Cam is further back this time, so
Ara.
himself. Can't scope back in. Not until it expires, and with that,
Nice.
Lovers rock out of the sky,
Much you can do now.
Ill-advised.
Nice grab.
Support coming in from the rest of GX and Cloud with this ult. Trying to tag up Krebin, who's already inside the smoke. I don't even know if they've realized it yet. Yeah, Krebin starting to find value and flash in for his
Nice.
But Flickless finds it before the gun runs empty. And it's
Beautiful West side.
off the job. Double digits for GX, and they'll do it back to back. Huge round.
Alright, boys, 3 more rounds. 3 more rounds. Right, do not troll it. Do not troll it. Get us back for 3 more rounds.
I don't know what's going on with Ara in this corner, right? But he manages to recover well. Grubby not identified.
What's that lineup? Bro, that lineup's actually so good.
Got a pick from there. Yeah, it's a bit chaotic, and it doesn't need to be. But Giant X will be happy. Operator now with an ult in the back pocket if Aru really needs.
By the time it takes to get it, though.
Change to the A side of the map.
He's getting these picks now, finding his rhythm. That's what was absent last time around. That's where I feel like in kickoff we just weren't seeing the value from it, but it's a mental game as well. Anybody's best guess which angle he's on next. And it's just the drone sighted right now for BBL.
It's becoming a bit too easy to read though, because BBL have done this majority of the times in terms of going towards A and heading elsewhere.
Yeah.
Now Giant X just refill the space, they're re-clearing. BBL need to get a move on, or else they're going to have a real problem in their backlines.
Grubby has an ult here as well, so he can quickly reposition to help assist the C site hold. How much further do they want to commit to?
Big damage loves work.
Like Flickless is actually playing to defend the site.
Yeah, there he is, behind his cages, but he has been hit by the paranoia. And Krebin takes out Grubby, the support for Flickless. Although Flickless...
Nice, good picks.
And making things even.
Oh, okay, that's what's sad.
There's another ultimate set into the mix as BBL lose their real opportunity to get
Nice.
back, or at least even things out. Giant X 2 to the good. BBL, what is going on?
2 more rounds, boys. 2 more rounds.
Feels like BBL hit 9 rounds, and sorry, oh my god, and haven't been able to pick up since. Flickless proving why he's always been such a great player. He's an anchor at times. We know that his initiator play was really what made a name for himself, but looking at him in a couple of these rounds, just the decision making, knowing when to fight, when to give it up, it's been perfect.
Last time out from BBL.
A little few and far between from BBL, a good start, but since then we can see from the round count that GX 3 back to back to back, and that's why we're going to get a pause here. Flickless quote.
Suppose I would say how humble they are, but that's like 1% of them.
1% of them. And interestingly choose the BBL cams to show here, has it?
Yeah, I don't know. Topical, perhaps, but look, he's putting it up right now, putting up the numbers when you've considered like how he's been playing so far in this map at the very least. The least deaths of anyone on the GX side. Always dependable, I think, and yeah, it's been great to see him adapt to a new role from what we'd seen him on previously. When GX have asked that of him, I think this is an organization and a coaching staff with Pipson that's always demanded its players be flexible on other roles. Whether that's been successful or not is a completely different conversation, but he's been up to the task so far, and with the finish in sight, it is just a couple of rounds now that separate them from taking their opponent's pick home.
Hara doesn't get his clean lane, and you can see BBL consistently putting this smoke down like GX did to stop the operator getting the value that it wants. Spike kept towards the A side. BBL should be going back towards this side of the map to re-hit.
I feel like BBL are playing into that conditioning now, though. They've left bodies behind in A. Op already sighted early in the round, but that doesn't look to have foiled their plans whatsoever. They just carry on and use Lover's Rock as this pointy tip of the spear, try and throw it in a distracting direction.
Yeah, but the lack of noise from BBL will make GX
If Giant X wins this round,
That's they've done here. Found Lover's
BBL
Rock
will have no eco.
Yeah, GX just walking down
So
the
next
middle,
round,
west side finds one.
BBL will likely hit towards B
Flash behind him for good measure.
because of their weapons.
There is no re-peeking that position right now.
Small chance they go C, but
only lasts for so long. And here are GX backfilling the space.
Yeah, looking to fight, deny the Omen ultimate, and Flickless into the cage, caught out and Grubby.
boys, nice. That's sad.
So it's Westside's Phoenix.
30 seconds
Something
left.
we've been so complimentary of will not continue.
Okay, we're trolling now.
3 versus 2 now for GX to try and win.
Good damage though, Laroc's really low.
Yeah, and Cloud
Spike
in towards
planted.
backside, looking to try and catch someone off that might peek him, and there it is.
Nice.
7 gone. So a 2v2, which the health favours Giant X.
Exactly, and Arrow's got a full belt coming back in. Cloud's just got his recon.
Yeah, need to be careful of his position. Where is he coming from? The info
Beautiful.
to set him up, pushes Laroc, smokes him out. So now it's Loiter to clutch in a 2v1, something we know he's so good at, but he's under pressure from Ara. Denies the defuse. I don't know if that was halved. Loiter now needs to peek, needs to find! Ara trying to defuse, and as we expected...
Why'd you go up and you almost had it? You almost had it as well. Why'd you go up?
No less. Expertly played from Mr. Consistent on the BBL side. Backed into the corner, but didn't buckle under the pressure. We got to talk about the rest of this BBL post plant though. There are still glaring issues here, which it doesn't look like have been cleaned up too much. And that is evident on the face of their coaching staff, both Key and Viento.
Yeah, you can see it on the faces of the Giant X coaches as well. Not happy that they managed to lose that in a 2v1. But hey, listen, we've seen crazier things from Loiter. Back towards the A side of the map though. The operator taking a much more defensive position within the corner of A main. And BBL continuing to play with this A conditioning that they've set.
Yeah, that's the mental game right now. It looks like GX have been pretty happy to concede that space. It's what BBL do with it, which is most poignant. Garage also about to be tested. And Flickless does get pinged by the recon bolt, so he's forced to give it away. In the meantime, look at the scaling on A. Stop
Nice, boys.
dead in their tracks by Ara.
That's fantastic work, and Laroc...
Oh yeah, we got this round. We got this round.
Get rid of Cloud, so now 2v5 for Lovers Rock and Rose.
There's no shot really to 2 vs 5 like this.
BBL stunted on their A progression. As the sequence
There's the A
unfolds,
control,
GX find themselves
B control,
attacked
C
by their
control,
current
garage
star,
control.
but with the kills, with the
Good
numbers.
positions.
Do they think about safe here? There's 2 players that won't be able to buy in the next round.
30
Should
seconds
Giant
left.
X win this, which we expect considering the conditions. And you think about that, a 12-10 scoreline with players not having a full buy, that's not the position you want to be in.
I mean, that's what happens, right? You win one round where one player survives, like you say, and then you come straight back into the next. And
It's local trying to get a kill here.
this where GX look like they're going to have a clean sheet when all is said and done. In effect, a flawless round.
Think he gets
Laroc
spotted?
needs to be so careful.
But I don't think he's really willing to overinvest to this position. So GX reached 12 first, and from map point on their opponent's pick, they'll have 2 opportunities to close it out, the first of which against a bit of a mixed buy.
That's a watch.
That's what you're hoping for. There's not a better opportunity for Giant X to go and do it now. When you think of ultimates that could come and play, they'll probably BBL looking to try and get that Hunter's Fury online for Rose.
3 players on light shields.
An outlaw would be a good buy here right now for Giant X.
Nasty Rose just on a sheriff. And back to beating
Oh.
the A long horse. Lovers are floating in, trying to do something.
Alright, let's go
Sure, they're
trade.
just not really understanding
'Cause of
what's
West.
happening. Traded out. GX have the numbers, and well, BBL have lost their duelist.
That they have.
But Ara has such good position.
Taken away, and Ara
Huge space.
so deep on C-Long, giving so much information to his team.
Oh.
This Rock was the one really doing the heavy lifting in terms of those entries. It's at a 4-on-4, but as you say, Ara has already progressed the length of C-Long.
Oh.
I wonder if they're actually just going to cut back across into his neck of the woods. This could be devastating. No, it's just pressure.
That it is, and there's also extra space taken off the back of it. If you look at Rose, Westside trying to break in, he's done so successfully with players at his back. The cages stopping the angles that the GX players want to take as they come straight back in. BBL, it's Rose with 2 quick headshots, so it's Ara's operator to clutch a 1 versus 3.
Weakest gun in the pack, or so you'd think, but Rose's 6 shooter has
Nice.
set them up for success. Spike plant only just coming in now, Cairo. Ara's got a 1 versus 2 on his plate, and it looks like he's eager for it.
Yeah, he also has a slide, one that could easily break a crossfire, win a 1v1, and a relay bolt. So
Does he
let's
know?
see what Ara has in the locker for us. It's not a whole bunch as he heads straight into Larocque. So a 1-round shootout between overtime and a map win for Giant X.
Another round where Kreven is able to reposition and be so fundamental to how BBL are winning.
At least he hardly up drops immediately.
Not
Wow.
just at
At
the end
least.
there, but him getting the Cypher ult off as well.
Ooh, there's nice shots from Ross.
Towards a spike plant.
Raise Ross.
Feels like his lurks had been neutered at times, right? We hadn't seen the full value of them at points, but here it set them up with a full purchase, and there are ults, execute heavy ults to use.
That there is, but you look towards how Giant X have set themselves up. They do not want anything to do with the C side of the map. Already we're getting the Rolling Thunder sent in, and it's not got a whole
That's
bunch
been damage
of
on Rose.
play for the
A little bit Loves the Rock.
Some thin ice here as
Oh yeah, a lot of damage on Loves the Rock.
Fury. They need him alive in
Oh wait, hold on. They got a lot of people on low HP. This is actually so winnable.
BBL are bruised and battered. Can they hold on? Because Cloud already.
Yeah, okay. It's over. GG's, Giant X. GG's.
Ripped from the defense side. Spike on the ground. BBL need to brawl. They need to get their fists up, and they can't defend themselves. They're losing fight after fight. And Giant
Not close at all. GG's. Easy shit. Not even good players. Easy.
Yeah, beating them into the ground in the end. A narrow loss on paper, but an unprecedented turn of the tides for GX.
But what I want to check
Exactly the kind of result that you
is his
want
twists.
to bounce back and keep things going.
Until we wait for the next
Yeah,
map.
it certainly is.
Just gotta do this until we get next map. Because we could be here for a while. Put it on. So a couple of things I want to check in Haven. I don't know if I still want to play Sci-Fi anymore on this map. Or like in general, because Sci-Fi is not really the strongest. Senti anymore. Just my store. I've got 2 hours to decide if I want to buy a classic. If I do only get a China one. I'm probably getting Wolves because I can get it cheaper. Got half stuff. 1650. 1159. You kidding me? I'm 9 VP short. So I don't have to buy these two. Might as well just buy at 18. 50. No. Yeah, that's what's good as too. If I won't buy it. Custom. Get rid of them actually. Send. We get to Haven. I just want to check a couple things. I want to see if I can do the lineup sober. I mean, I want to try out that Cypher chip. Because no one's going to shock that. No one knows to expect to shock that dart. I mean, yeah, it might shoot occasionally. But, like, it's such a random dart. Your dart would never, like... go there on a cypher trip, you know? Oh, okay, what's this new GUI, bro? This new GUI sucks. Like, I mean, at least it's more transparent. Like, this is I'm not a massive hater. Oh, you can see changes as well. It's definitely a bit more easier to, like, find stuff, I guess. But it's not, I don't know. Don't really know how I feel about it. So he's like aiming like here, no? Everyone was it like a 2-dot? Oh, go straight away. Alright, that's very good. It landed like what here? Yeah, okay, that's so much space. Good for retake. But like when that dart like lands there, it's gonna help you with the wall banks and shocks as well. So it's good. Oh, this got changed as well. Okay, that's easy now. That's actually easy for me to find what agent I'm trying to look for. Thankfully. The next thing I want to check whilst we can is trip. Trip went like on the ground here somewhere and went off this box. I don't know like what it got aimed at. Like you can bounce it off these, which is cool. Was it this one? Was that it? Yeah, it was definitely not that. That's too low. And it's very small. Could be that one there. There we are. Yeah, because when you Cypher dart, you normally like dart on this box. Or you do it like in that corner, so it might get broken. Yeah. Okay, let's bring it on that low a little bit. It's a little bit lower. Let's bring it to like here. That way it can't get broken by the shock dart in this corner. That's the thing here. 90k subs if you're watching. You know there are things called people falling off, especially when they change games. But I couldn't care about how many people watch my streams. I only stream when I can, so I'm very considerate of streaming. See, it's like a better one. That's too. That one's not awful because the most time when you run in, you're gonna either come to this side or you're going straight. But it's still not the greatest. Does this one still exist? It does. This one. Wasn't there one like off this as well? Yeah, that one isn't the greatest to be honest. Was it that one or was it a different one? I don't really remember these cipher chips anymore. Might have been this one actually, because I think I saw it. Well, I can't remember what I have to aim at for it. Like, they'll see the trip, but they won't know where to shoot it, and then it's not. Don't really do much. Yeah, I'm waiting for the second game right now. Should I see there's like any other cool cipher chips I haven't known about? I don't really play cipher anymore, so it'd be cool to find some other ones that I don't know. Like that one there. Yeah, 'cause you can't get on this unless you can do this. It's short of that box, so it definitely possibly can. It probably can. No. Double off this one. Not much there. What's that one? Yeah. Might as well do that one. That's cool, little new GI. I want to watch GI. Strong British accent? Yeah, I grew up in the south of London and now I'm on the east. There's another... What was the thing here I want to check? Was it one of my ranked games recently? Oh, I can't even view it anymore. Trying to see if there's any tech recently. Yeah, no one's playing Scythe anymore. I don't know what agent what map it was then. But there's like some tech somewhere. Peak, Ascendant 3. Appreciate the sub. You know, I'm struggling in the game, bro. Last season, I was close to getting EMEA like 7 times. Are they in the next game? The bad going to the next game. I'll put up in a second then. What's the other map I was trying to think of? There's like text somewhere in the map I'm trying to think of. I know it's in rotation as well. Or agent as well. I think it was Viper. So it would have been like a Lotus, Breeze, Bind. I don't remember the tech. Yeah, we need to buy a thingy. Wolf one. I like the animation though. I want to see the glow. Yeah. What about... What's another good one? EDG? Wait, who's performing right now in China? Because I don't really get to watch China games. Tai Lu's performing? 3-2? Oh wait, what's their bracket? Oh no, they've got an easy bracket anyway. EG's performing, Zyla Gaming is performing. I do kind of want to support another team though. Not bad classic. What's the other one? EGG. That's EG. How does this... Do I get EDG or do I get Xylite or do I get Wolf? I used to be a Fortnite content creator. That's why I got 19k subs, but I uploaded to Valorant. I only occasionally do Fortnite content because like I enjoy Valorant more. It's not like mentally draining me as much as a Fortnite did. So yeah, I don't do Fortnite as much anymore. I do it occasionally, and that's just a short series. Was a fan favorite back in the day. Okay. What's the comps anyway? Omen, Raze, Neon, Fade, and Vice. Pretty D40. Omen, I'm glad to see a lot more Chamber on this map. Chamber is definitely underrated on this map, 100%. Like, I get why people pick Vice still for this map, but yeah. You're joking, Americans who would never understand your accent. Bro, half of my friends are Americans, And a lot of time, I have to repeat myself. Wait, Larocque? Wait, he's gone now. Yep. So yeah, I have to repeat myself a lot to them. And it's so annoying. There's only one American that I haven't got to repeat myself to. And that's only because she's half British as well. So, although she's American, she has a bit of the British accent as well, a little bit. And I think she socializes herself a lot with British people. So it's kind of like easier for her to understand. Oh, that's kind of dead now? Yeah, it really is. Like, I don't know. Fortnite's path, since they got a new CEO, has not been great. But like, I don't know, it's kind of been dead since like Chapter 3 in my opinion. Since Chapter 3, Season 1 or Season 2, it's kind of been dead. What are we on now, Chapter 7?
Especially with chances like that going amiss. The rifle not recovered.
Larocque almost had a great chance. Wait.
Well, it's just giving Larocque a ring to play around. Yeah, and he's continuing to do it. The reload is what catches him off guard, though.
We can't be losing these rounds.
He's starting to close the net and
Let's go.
managing to buy himself out of a dangerous spot at 19 health. 21 HP between the two.
They're getting sandwiched though.
Already closed the net. It's only Cloud left. Yeah, with a Marshal in hand, this will feel like an operation.
Cloud can't do anything.
And with 2 points of health, he needs to make every shot count. It's a rotation which he'll make towards
Just so strong. Yeah, it's like what's his name? Ardis. Wait, is Ardis from UK or is he Swedish? He's Swedish, no?
Feels like Loiter has the advantage, especially in health, and it's exactly what you expect. What is going on in that round? That is just pandemonium, but BBL benefiting from it. Great smoke to help protect Larocque in that corner, outside breakable. I'm pretty sure this was the only gun brought up. It was a bandit there, and I look across.
Oh, no, he's a Latvian. No man. But yeah, but Ardis has a very strong, like he's not British, but he has a very strong accent.
It seems if BBL are vaping. That's a real change from last week. That it is. That's what it's about, right? Finding some calm in the chaos and actually just cooling off a little bit. I think these Turkish derbies can really get in those players' heads sometimes. BBL have usually been good for it, but well, there's still 4 shots in Westside's Headhunter, which sometimes similar stats to that of a Guardian. Lovers Rock, though, in a difficult spot, and this could be back-to-back equals with the way this has started. Or maybe. I don't know if we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
But what's Lovers Rock's trying though? What's he trying to do with a shotgun there, bro?
Decent, no? It is. It's just a question, can he get past that wall? Can he...
Ooh, West Side.
Can West Side just open up a completely brand new avenue? That's A now under pressure. Big question mark towards that A space, and with the Vipers wall there, West Side now makes things a little bit uncomfortable. Rifle recovered. Giant X looked to answer straight.
They're trolling hard. They actually get 3 guns. It's crazy.
Thank you very much, says West Side. GX grouping up for the C play now. It's going to be a 5-on-2 here. The wall has already been triggered, so there is nothing left here for those players to play off, except for Rose's utility belt, but timing has to be right. As Rose tries to peek out and can't get it at all. Kevin now respecting this, in fact, goes into the middle.
Oh yeah, it's so over.
So Larocque has to clutch up.
I mean, if he aces, that'd be crazy, but...
But does he really want to use it here? Surely there's going to be a moment where he makes that decision. And so all the players of Giant X look to create a crossfire and make this unwinnable. I mean, you were the Oracle, right? That opening kill, and GX have managed to convert it into a round win. I know that there was talk of curses.
They're not gonna know.
Previous map, but I think the real curse is usually us. Whenever we cast GX, it feels like they lose, so
Who knows?
Hey, listen, maybe there's always
Two 13-0s, the only 13-0s in the partnership era in EMEA. Both of them GX.
and both of them us cast.
That's
Listen,
what I'm saying.
there's plenty more games to be cast. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
I don't think we've got any more Giant X to be fair after this, but they're showing us some good results, some good performances so far.
That's what I'm saying. The Giant X fans hate us, so if they actually win this game, it's huge.
Yeah. Well, at this point in time, the only cost that
Oh, okay, I see. Wait, I see how he got it.
is
Okay.
that of a kickoff winner.
That shot from West Side though is actually nasty.
After that, and it's looking like if BBL continue in the way that they have been, Hansa,
Ooh, nice shot.
could come true.
It always feels
They're so
like
clean with it.
kickoff into
Just
stage one is
taps.
that time of the year which the bigger teams get a chance to really tune their approach.
Yeah.
Fnatic are the prime example, and they do look like the prime competitor right now, especially in this group. Always
That's
good
my side.
for a Stage 1 win. And GX through West Side, always good for a pick on A, apparently.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the kickoff teams get upset entirely because you think about it this way, you have to adjust the Euro changes and 2 maps coming into the pool.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to really try and get your head around.
Okay, Rose, just don't jump this. Oh my gosh. I was going to say, bro, please, just take the orbits fine. You know West Side's probably there anyway.
We'll know about Lover's Rock in a minute, but LaRock has gone hunting in towards Ara.
That's a good bait, that's a huge bait.
So uncharacteristic that he loses that, and Rose wants a bit of this as well. BBL decided, right, just give us our ones, let's try and take this, and GX are winning them time and time again.
Ooh.
What is going on?
Yeah, that's just
What are people actually doing though? They're actually getting out free
one
ones.
of the changes in Vice's kit from the last time we saw her really be a stalwart in competitive play. Is the
And the only person that actually jump peeking is Rose. Everyone else just get out free ones.
To play off the back of it. You can still get great value, but obviously BBL in that situation, their hands are tied. This is going to be a save.
Yeah, want to keep the operator, want to keep the rifle, but the biggest thing that I have to say, Hazza, is the LaRock one I can forgive, right? The fact that he's trying to go and find something, get a peek, get things back in his favour, but it feels like BBL and the fact that they have the hero factor, right? Players that can go and win rounds, that they maybe try and play that card a bit.
But why are we doing this fireball?
No, that is true. I think Creven is
Like,
somewhat warranted there because he's
it's not
obviously
covering
at
up.
that stage in
Yeah,
the
I
round,
understand.
but no, I do
See.
agree with your thoughts, right?
So you
It's,
book that off, you can get this
so many
access
players
here
on the
to
BBL side
tree.
wanting to be that hero sometimes.
I guess when the wall goes up,
Side
it blocks this up. Because you have Omen, you can always make it off anyway.
result now, so that's exactly what he needs.
I guess for double smokes, it's just better doing that. Because you can block off areas, get certain
We didn't really get
spaces.
to hear the operator in that last round, so now Giant X know about that coming into the next one as well. LaRock, yeah, go for it, mate, but I was expecting maybe
Ooh,
a
that's
bit
flick.
more in terms of that support.
I think
Bro's
also
living up to his
we
name,
don't need to have a
Flickless.
conversation now and okay, sure. Look, maybe I'm a coach. I don't know.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. They need to have a conversation, and I imagine that's what the timeout is going to be for here, around how they want to hold this A space, because Westside's been a real issue. The rendezvous that he has, the TP to get out of that position, and the changes to the map, which you saw in the previous round, gives him now a nice headshot angle to sort of set up on for any of those fights of players that do want to get aggressive, makes it Chambers paradise, really. So there has to be some sort of an adjustment. Are you posting up and up on a deeper line? Do you still want to take these early fights? Is it a late reclear? What is the call?
Yeah, I think, like, especially considering how often BBL, that's at least the core of 4, right, excluding Lover's Rock after the change, should know this inside and out. They played it so often, especially in their run into Ascension. That was the big part of their map pool. So I'm expecting, right, key checks back in. Guys, remember how to play this map. Remember all your...
It's the most picked map in the EMEA history. It's the second least picked map.
Pretty fundamental.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
It is, and I think this is another map where Rose really proved himself as an in-game leader in terms of his calling, coming up through challenges.
So no one's really playing confident in Lewis.
But he's definitely
I guess it is huge that Yuri can't really be used anymore in this map.
Their adjustment towards A is
Because the map hasn't got much changes. There's been minimal changes on this map.
fade horn from B through the gap in the roof.
So I guess it's just players try, like, they're not confident about replacing Yuri with someone else, I guess.
With his ult popped.
but they haven't committed to this entirely. BBL instead tried to work elsewhere on the map, clearing out B main for instance, and well, there's a lot of pressure coming through here. Laroc pops the showstopper, no packs to try and get himself forward elsewhere.
Okay, we are just dropping buddies.
The pack of Giant X, and this could be over before it started.
Yeah, in the meantime as well, got to highlight the fact that Lovers Rock has been able to walk out onto sand, so he's got a deep line, any heads up towards C. Just a couple of lanes that GX can look to abuse here, and the biggest concern for me is this B pivot again. If Rose finds himself isolated.
You know the biggest point here, Giant X don't have the numbers. Simple as that. They want to try and get that spike down, so they're going to go investigate.
Honestly, if Cloud can push upstairs, get a free pick onto Gruen, this is very winnable.
With this ult specifically, no, it is Cloud that takes first contact. Wins it cleanly. Kreven gives up the utility.
Because I wish I could push it to B.
In the meantime, just scouring away on B. It's exactly where they'll get to. Lovers Rock in behind the trap though.
It's a quick 1-2. The Horn doesn't get Cloud or West Side, so Lovers Rock should have an idea and does. So we're looking at Cloud now. He's going to get moved out of position and into Rose's.
Is it a valiant effort? It's a valiant effort. Valorant is a valiant effort. It has to be a bit more aware of it though. Where's the championship though? I need to see it from one of their POVs.
Decent enough showstopper from Laroc in doing so. But can they make this success repeatable? That's the question on my mind. Looks like GX might be considering another early A investment to meet them. And actually, BBL have increased the bodies they're willing to throw.
Yeah, the defenders on site looking to try and play on the front foot, playing on the attack. We expect this when it comes to a defense side on Lotus, and already the blast packs prepared with a quick combo. The operator not getting its chance in the sun as West Side forced all the way back.
Let's have his HP, not good side.
Went for the haunt there. Had he been looking towards the left half,
I see where the TP is now. Not the TP trip. Wasn't it on their last round?
Create enough pressure to put Kreven under the microscope. He's the one with an operator of his own. And there are vines there to just stall this out as well, but Kreven wants a little bit more. He's not going to stop heating up. Kreven with 3 already under his belt, but even that isn't enough to satiate the hunger. Kreven makes it a quad kill before the night is done.
Wait, all of Vice kills this game that's just happened in one round. It's crazy. Vice looking like meh. But again, he's on Vice. No one's really pushed him, so.
Kreven will bloody do it. Oh my god, a brilliant 4K. Lovely stuff.
Yeah,
I'll be mad.
Spline up as well. Feels like I'm watching 2020 NA Valorant. It's crazy. It really is.
2020 NA Valorant? Bro, that didn't really exist.
But we're all loving
like
it.
PC wise.
Here we go. No, McDonald's. What was that? No bother McDonald's. Yeah, okay, sure. Not so sure about that one though.
Right. Reset. Back into the next. Economy's still good for either side, just to note, but the ultimates are coming into play for the attack. That's the big point here.
Think of it in mid. There's not really much going on in that game. It's very slow. So like, there's not really much to watch in the minimaps. I'm not saying like if they're putting it up which is an EMEA, because EMEA does have some interesting comp in different plays.
He can be caught on this rotating door very quickly. Paranoia from Lloyd is enough to set him up. And in the meantime, GX didn't even spot the 2 players behind this.
It feels like we're going back to Giant X of last week. They're making such simple mistakes and getting caught out time and time again. I don't know what's happening. Yeah.
I missed out timing. Especially when that's when I came in.
Take the A space so they can, you know, pressure B simultaneously.
I know West Side's looking right. He can literally just no West Side error.
Set piece to see what they can do.
30 seconds left.
Just backpedaling, but Rose is there to handle things. Looking like an in-zone
Yeah, but she can do that.
for BBL to now find themselves in front.
I mean, something that's changed here, right? You go from a double duelist comp that was very much on the front foot, playing as a pack, splitting sides. It felt as if
that jumpy
completely dissecting BBL. When we go to here, where Giant X are asked the question, right, can you play much slower? Can you have the likes of Westside try and scale up himself? But at this moment in time, we're just not seeing it. And BBL, they're taking their chances now when it comes to these 1v1s.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I feel like in the past, BBL have struggled against...
We need to lock in. Honestly, we need to win Giant X. Like,
able to have their way with things.
I mean, if they're double open, it's kind of hard because there's ops on two sides, you know. But
Ethan, who's able to mid-round that. And here, you're looking at it for GX. At the start, when they had the picks to build off of, yeah, there was some comfort to it for them. But since the timeout, BBL have really just reset, refocused, and in winning that A duel every single time now, or at least stopping GX from having an instant way out, Westside's not finding anywhere near as much effectiveness.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big component to this attack side, is Westside. I'm wondering now, is the call, listen guys, let's try and go quick, let's try and catch BBL off guard, which I think, honestly, won't work out, because we've seen the fact that BBL are so happy to leave a solo player holding down a lane, while the rest try and gamble and flood in. I need to keep a note on what actually is the answer. So far, it seems to be, we're going to get Cloud setting up Westside towards the A side of the map.
Lovers Rock, once more though, finding this forward fight with complete ease. GX not really engaging in the map enough right now, in my eyes, to threaten a rotation from BBL in this situation. They've still got 3 bodies stacked up towards C though, and that is going to prove to be the issue. A now under threat.
Yeah, there's going to be a delay here as Loita has to hold things down by himself. Rose close by. Grubby, the man who has to be careful that he doesn't get caught off guard.
oh, that time in.
And unfortunately, Loita not long for
It's fine. I've got 2 back.
We settle in a 3-on-3.
Back into the retake, ults for BBL, especially Steel Guard and Creven. Here's the aggression though.
They know the operator's there, a double swing, and Lovers Rock can't connect. So he goes for the ultimate instead. The players of BBL try to threaten the side, but it's Lovers Rock operator that comes through at the perfect time. No more rifles.
Okay, what are we doing, Giant X?
Unless Grubby has something for us. A 1v3, players low, can't connect, and everybody on BBL.
Like, what actually are we doing?
It will be 5 for the defense.
Yeah, BBL looking a lot more effective in these micro moments where they're forced to scrap a team which was so good at it in kickoff.
Definitely defense bad. But what are we doing?
Rose does well to get 2 here, I think, but this round is also built off the back of the early C control that they're getting. Right, Lovers Rock is finding himself in such an aggressive stance almost every single time. And they could have called the rotation fully off the back of that. There was a little hesitation in there. If not for an open B site, but...
We need to look at 2 rounds. At least get 2 more. Please, boys. Make it a 5-7. Because we're definitely getting 3 rounds. But if we can get 5 at least, we're chilling.
Even more better. Splint, that's for breaking a bone, not for stopping bleeding, mate. And right now, that's all they're going to do is bleed another player.
Yeah, there you go. Duct tape? I have no idea, mate. But,
Stooky,
how many more rounds do BBL need on this defense for us to feel confident that that attack side's going to be enough to get them over the line? That's where my head is at right now. Nice combo shot to the feet of Ara, but splash damage isn't quite enough.
No, it's not. Keeps himself alive. Cloud doesn't know it, but he's actually done a decent bit of damage there. This operator is one and done, that's for sure. And unfortunately, there's not going to be one in it. As all goes Ara's way. Wall gone. GX in a good spot.
Yeah. They're going to take their time on this, though. They've dealt with the Vice util. Still a flash for Creven to play off. But look at Loita, he's here in these steps. Echoing through Spawn, brilliant transfer to take down 2. Loita back into the shadows, and GX back to the Dark Ages. Where do you go from this?
Well, the superstar factor is certainly back, I can tell you that. The Spike elsewhere is on Ara's back of all players as he heads into B main and gives the round up. BBL hits.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing, but this game is not looking good for us. This is our pick. Last map was BBL's pick, and we win that. How?
They've managed to 5 rounds back to back now. And once more, Westside's impact nullified on this chamber. The space left open and Loiter takes full advantage.
It's an absolute screamer of a round from BBL. They're starting to really get them. This is what we expected. A team not in crisis mode, but a team cruising to London. And they need to prove it here and now. Loiter, in the middle of things, needs to be careful, and well, he is.
That's the thing. You look at GX in this situation, it's a ragtag buy, but if there's any way to do it, it would probably be brute forcing the double-layered C-hold so many times, but as they try it yet again, it feels like the same result. That's until a couple kills come back in the feed that get you interested. Lovers Rock just shifting that status right back, but
nice flick.
Down to the grindstone we go. Lovers Rock swapping out the guns. Oh my god. Something to try and take Westside offline. Finally, he does it on just 1 HP. And if Flickless can get past the first of one of these 2 targets, then you fancy him for the round, but it's Kreven up close. Swaps out the gun and finds what he was looking for.
To watch.
I mean, a bit chaotic, but that's where BBL thrives. Once again, it's ragtag buy and desperation. Not from BBL this time, but from Giant X. Again, it does feel like Lotus is their map.
It's weird though, because GX are going through the motions. It feels almost non-committal the way that they're taking these sites, right? Like in terms of the spacing, I don't see a world where a lot of these are getting traded.
Yeah.
Flickless did really well in that round, but otherwise it's like, where is that second layer, you know? Ara closing the distance here early. Showstopper doesn't find anything.
Okay, straight away a trade on to Flickless because of the splash damage, and you can look at Lovers Rock starting to take C main once again, a problem GX haven't identified, and they look to hit the B main spot where Kreven has a wall set up.
Also see Lovers Rock flanking up on this, so how much time can BBL possibly buy for this one, or do they not need it? Kreven has shut down the first player, that's Ara, and I'm talking of this second layer. Where is the follow-up?
That's the question, although on the site already is...
Oh no, that's not good.
Transition, Westside able to get one of his own.
God.
It's just pick after pick, but it continuously favours BBL, and what is now the last 2 rounds. And
Can we just get the next round at least, boys, please?
I feel as if Giant X need at least one, and they've not shown it to us. As we're waiting for the last pick to come through.
But needs to run if he can.
It's going to be BBL on 8.
It's crazy how much operator usage we're getting in the server right now. It's something we were talking about earlier, but yeah, it's, some of these rounds though from GX, as I said, I think the issue right now is just in the scaling. When it comes to hitting these sites, they're losing so many members before they can even find themselves in a dangerous position. Lovers Rock once again scot-free. Out in
I'll be happy, chap.
How many times have I said that so far in this map? Because they've not done anything to handle it.
How do you handle it though? What do you do to, like, realistically, right? Sand has been an issue after like they lost it the first time. Like they won it, like you think of that first C fight, right? They sat back and waited for the push. That went excellently, but since then they've been so avoidant of taking that fight.
It feels like, right, BBL have started to invest more numbers in taking this A lobby space, but GX still want to try and fight it, whereas rather than actually trying to force the op off this line early doors, that's more of an afterthought for them. Looks like Westside might finally challenge it head on here though, and that might be the best chance that they get.
You look at Lovers Rock though, he's already crossed in that operator playing an off angle. As Giant X still once again so slow in taking this fight, but it's Kreven that goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ara has a stun to try and stop Lovers Rock here, but let's go trading for utility.
Lovers Rock, you know he wants onto this line. Ara has seen him, and the shot given away. Yep, still alive, and Royce now tries to get in on the mix. Doesn't happen, and still Giant X have the advantage.
Yeah, I don't know if Rose just thinking that there was a lack of numbers there or something, but Got to be careful they don't throw this one away now. Loiter again in the lobby. GX have to have alarm bells ringing.
Had a double last time, and once more, Flickless is the man dedicated to this angle. As a swing comes through, Flickless gets it, and this is a much more positive note for the attack.
They've dealt with that threat, and now they can start to focus on this C hit again. Thought for a moment Lovers Rock had been called elsewhere, but it will be a 4 versus 2 with BBL at the deficit. Their chance to find 9 on this defender's half.
Both duelists
30 seconds
in the
left.
deep. Oh, an off-angle LaRock. That was a bit messy, but he manages to capitalize onto, giving Lovers Rock a chance. But into the Viper's pit, he needs to go and makes it work. There's no way. A 1 versus 1 up against Grubby, which Lovers Rock just misses out. Grubby giving Giant X a massive lifeline into the next half.
Hanging off the olive branch into this second half here, when it looked like Lovers Rock stared death in the face and smiled. He was the one put in a casket in the end. Can GX bury them here?
Did we get around?
Is there more from BBL?
People. The one round I go is the round we win. It's crazy.
This is so unfair. The mobile bill's just gone up. Again.
So, a great half from BBL to bounce back from a map 1 loss. But can Giant X show us a resurgence here to finish this 2-0?
That's all we're waiting to find out. As we know, BBL have struggled with their attack, and this is who they're up against now. An Ara which has made improvements, not just in terms of his output, but his operator impact as well. And that has come through a slight change up in the agents too. I think we've seen him play less Waylay across the board, I would argue. I think the Neon is the better pick of the two from him. It's more in vogue. And on this map, in terms of what he's got to do, well, I imagine it's probably West Side that we'll see using that one a little bit more.
Yeah, it certainly will be. I think for West Side, like being on this chamber, right, it's going to provide a chance to go for a double operator push if they really want to, considering the long lines of sight you have on A and you have on C, and the fact that if West Side really wanted to, if he gets the ultimate, he'll also have a rifle.
Yeah,
He's chatting with. I like to eat the pastry fast and then eat a sausage, and it's a draw.
Be quite nice if you get the trap off and the slow field deploys against this Neon, but starting out in the pistol at the very least, he is tasked with marshalling the situation on A as he was the inverse. TP for Tree. And as the Prowler comes out, BBL ready to peek into it. First couple shots are a miss, but Westside gets the green light, Rose is down.
Yeah, Cloud also here playing within the smoke, but as the players go back, they nearly walk into the Giant X pack.
They're boxed in now, and BBL have to fight. Well, they're going to be going down on the way out. It's a group up for lobby. Look at Grabino, he's tucked in the corner as Flickless is fighting the duels for him. Paranoia in, messy shots, but plenty of damage. BBL are in trouble now, and they're not walking away from this one.
Beautiful.
3 out of 4 pistols for Giant X in this series so far, and BBL put themselves in a pretty difficult spot here. A chance for Giant X to obviously convert the anti-eco, but we've got to be thinking about that bonus round.
I mean, Replay doing Westside dirty, but he hits the shot he needs to in the end, and for as good as Lovers Rock's bait is there on the Neon movement, no one on the BBL side could follow it up. And I sort of agree with your point as well, right? GX winning double pistol on Lotus, with the momentum you can accrue on this map, you're just feeling this one is far from done right now. Grubby's got a lot of work to do here, though. Oh, maybe he'll have it cut out for him by his teammates. Into the smokes go BBL.
Enemy remaining.
They've found a couple, but needs to be one more if this is real damage. And yeah, looks like GX will pass the test.
Yeah, I was thinking about what can they get saved here, but you can see the pistol player nowhere near close to picking up what he was looking for. No, sorry, got the Bulldog actually. So overall, bonus round looking good. This is where we're looking at now. It was never about the anti-eco, always about the next round. And you look towards BBL, a couple of light shields in the mix. There's a bit of danger in the water.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. B, I should execute towards A, roughly. Because they haven't got little guns on Giant X.
This is the path he's chosen to go down, and in terms of position, not going to make it. Yeah, I don't know. Makes a lot of noise, lets him know. Cloud now trying to fend this off with just a Marshall. He's not long for this world, and the A site holds crumbled.
That it has no chance at all. Trying to go and take these fights, flip this, looked away the wrong time. That's the worst thing in the world.
Nice.
Nice. And now the spike on the ground.
Yeah, needs a way to recover a rifle here. Didn't get the Vandal though. And that might be all she wrote.
Could be. Depends on this 1 versus 1, but Arrow looks away. And now it's up to the Sheriff. It's a real messy round.
Nice.
One that gives Grubby a chance. Tries to play with the TP, and you can look at both players on BBL with an escape to B.
Yeah, they're walking away, but this has given Grubby a rifle. He knows exactly where both of them are going because he heard 2 sets of rifle fire. What does the post-plant setup look like? Kreven in main, Larok tasked with the plant.
Well, you know that there's a flash there, and probably going to be identified by the boom bot, so that flash going to be ready to be used. Grubby thought there was a fight coming.
It's a good bonus though. It's a huge bonus.
Quickly we'll know that both players want to just play with each other.
Grubby does still have a smoke. He's got a second one now. That's what he was waiting for to make his attempt.
Well, that flash used up now, so that's going to be on a cooldown. That gives Grubby the chance to walk in towards sight. That's what he was waiting for. Something to play into his favour. Tap of the spike. Does anyone peek him? It is Larok. So now we're in a 1 versus 1. This is worrying. Kreven jumping in.
NT. Huge bonus though. Huge, good bonus.
But at what cost? Yeah, a slightly muted celebration there from BBL in the end because they know it was far too costly. Ara working miracles on site, honestly, and Grubby hits the 1 headshot he needs to buy a ticket for the clutch. Not happening this time though. Had to find half there, and Kreven has the timing down to a T. Bit of a let off for BBL though, and into the next, Westside is out for punishment. Every single player in striking distance of this outlaw.
That's the danger, and the outlaw is towards the A side of the map, and a couple of players being lit up by the horn gives Westside an inkling as what he wants to try and find, but as the door closes, so does his chances.
Thing you want to try and get on that early aggressive position. The TP with the door closed is a chance for Westside to move back to safety, but within the range of this rendezvous, he's happy to test the limits. It's Loiter he has to be aware of.
Loiter's played this position for years in Tier 2, and he'll play it again to the highest level. There goes your Westside, there goes your A control, and the Omen player wants to escape.
And Loiter's that last leg on A, so he can continue to apply pressure. And if BBL want to deviate, they can, but it looks like it's going to be an all-in on C. And with Flickless moving off, empty utility belt, there's nothing to really reinforce this.
There is not. Grubby tried to use his ulti, but instead he's stuck now in the middle of sight, and it's not like Haven. You can't survive with all that utility being sent away.
That's getting rough.
And in a 2v5, I think Cloud and Ara are happy to throw in the white towel. Be double digits BBL, and I imagine Pipson might want to chat with his players.
Yeah, I mean, look at the money. It's just not a fiscal possibility here for GX to even flirt with the idea. When you look at how the round played out, Loiter does brilliantly well and gets the timing right on Westside moving up. When it comes to the C site hold, if Grubby had got that info on Sand maybe 5-10 seconds sooner, there could have been support arriving, but not the case. BBL moving to double digits, and this is the round that they had to win.
It was. 100% agree. start to close that gap if you're Giant X, if you win that, and put a little bit of damage to the economy of BBL. But for BBL, they hit double digits, they bring that economy back to a lifeline, and really start to look at maybe ending out Lotus here.
Yeah, GX kept honest in this situation. It's still workable for them right now, but we need to see the performance from everyone on their side, right? I think there were a couple of standouts at moments. Ara Flickless, the old Ukam duo having their time in the sun. Westside at portions at the beginning, but everyone on BBL seems to be inspired in this second map.
Yeah, and do we get that third of split? That's the question that's on everybody's minds here.
Nice percent.
Looks to answer that no, not for the time being anyway. As his operator gets the value, glass cannon. Can he get one more?
Nice.
And he doesn't even drop off. Flickless is there to support, but he can't get the value that's needed. A rocket chasing him down. BBL eventually have the site.
Flickless, arrows and a good flank.
Just guarding this side of the map as everyone else moved. Waterfall, that was a leg shot.
Nice.
On the next, that's 3 now for Westside. And the rest of GX have arrived at just the right time, all on Rose.
And it is. The captain has been good here or there for something magical, but this feels like another task entirely for him to try and clutch up. Damage being sent his way.
Nice. Good shit, boys.
And Giant X to grab the round.
Rose had half a chance there. I think he's one of those players really where there are a lot of these first engagements. He'll put his body on the line to get you in the site, but if you leave him in a clutch, he can win it for you. Not against GX on this round. Westside.
Wait, how was that op shot only like a leg shot? That shot in the body, no?
This is going to look better for them, and that comes in those first engagements.
Do you lose less HP when you're mid TP or something?
BBL having a little discussion. I think probably to think about how they're going to try and take on this operator. Now it's switched to the C side, and especially now you're seeing these pings here. Are they going to go through B to try and hit towards C? That's the question. And Westside is firmly in the middle of this push.
I mean, that's the difference between these two comps as well. BBL with the double duelist can go a lot more dive heavy, and already off the barrier, you can see here the intentions splitting the sand side of the map as Westside has been detected. Still yet to take the TP.
Wait, what?
Lovers Rock is waiting for him, threaded all the way through. And the rest
Wait,
of the side,
how did Lovers Rock get it? Wait, what?
They're scratching their head as to where the players have come from. Rose managing to get himself back into the corner, but not to safety. Still advantage BBL.
Could change the face of this round, but it's yet to be seen. Kreven with the ult to fall back on.
The Lovers Rock so deep with the operator, and straight away breaks the back of this push. So Cloud and Flickless, where do we go from here? Well, they've got no way out. They're going to have to brawl their way to safety, or either brawl their way to the spin.
I actually didn't know how Lovers Rock got there so quick. Was there no B defense?
Any attempt to make a save is under serious scrutiny. A clinical execution from BBL. GX have read his position at the very least, but he's ready for the next.
Now he is. Quick reposition. A horn that identifies his position. They want that operator back.
I'm gonna go back a bit because I wanna see how Lovers Rock got there.
No. Split already.
So what's on B? He walls up, runs in some. Oh my god, that's actually so great. No, that was so well executed.
Has been recuperated by the attack.
You got past on B defenses. Literally by wall up running through.
Artists there. I don't know how it was they were able to find a plan to get out, but very smartly played from Cloud. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. I'm so surprised that Lovers Rock can get all the way through B and into Waterfall to punish Westside's TP like that. But that was the intention, right?
Yeah.
That was the call from the word go. And now, in having picked it up, they can play to a slower pace. They can change gears when required.
Oh, and Westside not looking in the right spot. The adaptation to Rubble here on Lotus, since we've seen it been reintroduced to the pool, benefits that of Lovers Rock.
Yeah, I've got to say, I've been really impressed with how BBL are starting to manufacture some of these openings. 1v1 against the op there, Grubby advanced.
Trying to take the next engagement, and well, yeah, has TP's out here, and he's going to opt for that. As the rest of BBL try to chase him down. Oh, it's a little bit. Oh, where are we going? Oh my god! Still alive!
It did no damage either. How grab alive, bro?
Manages to get to safety.
Yeah, gets away with it. 4-on-4 situation. Still very winnable here for GX, and into the retake, they've got our result.
Yeah, that they do. They can easily come back in here and start to break a few wrists and trying to flick towards him as he looks to try and send it their way, but the operator already working, and so is the rest of BBL. It is up to Ara with the ultimate as he look to try and get away from him. He wants the next engagement, wants to try and find this, but it goes Rose's way.
Indeed.
BBL on map point.
Masters of their own destiny. The grand design of some of these opening rounds from BBL are just fantastic. Rose is the one playing chase here. It's just like...
don't show Mitch, man, that, please, for the love of God.
Channeling a Hadouken or something.
Brutality.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I have to say, I think even in the retake there, Ara's got to be the one breaking the crossfire, sliding in first. Just some of these little micro decisions I would love to see GX make improvements upon. Pipson laying down the law. It's a
Go on, boys, look in.
And if you look at the last 5, 4 of them won by BBL.
Yeah, I think that's the big talking point here is when we've got to rifles, it's gone one way. You can see it when it comes to the round count, right? Outside of pistol rounds and anti-ecos and stuff like that, you're talking something like, what, 2 rounds?
I think that would bring him back, but...
And that's the worrying aspect of this.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You look at the timeline here. GX have won only 7 rounds, and out of that, you've got 2 pistols and only 1 anti-eco. Yeah, literally. Like, in the rifles, we just need to see that more success from them.
Well, success needs to come or we're getting map 3. That's it.
Yeah.
Simple as that. There's no room for error. GX have to show us it. BBL though, I mean, let's just see what they can do because we know exactly what they're up to. This time, Ara's actually started to take the fight to the attack and they're respecting it.
Yeah, and we've got a pit propped up on the other side of the map from Flickless on C with Westside playing in the corner by the box. This really falls on Grubby though. If he loses this early engagement, there's a real issue here.
Nice.
Win it.
Has ulti if he really wants to.
And he can reinforce the space as well with utility. But
Oh, boys.
got to be quite careful that they don't get caught up.
Yeah, I will check it out, bro. Check it out if you can, Ara.
Ara trying to keep them in this. As he's playing behind the Viper wall, but BBL will be diligent to check it, clear it out. It's Larrock again. And with that,
He really should just give him the space and back off.
Side and freeze.
Yeah, Ara just trying to play on the edge a bit too much, but Westside is on site all alone.
Just got his TP back, places it, and now starts to move further up. There are a few players in tree, already sliding out Lover's Rock here with the op. Facing into that is an instant death.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Westside
I mean, Flickless is good, but I don't know, because Lover's Rock just up in, so it could be hard.
Would be something brilliant from him. He's only got a molly, which is already used. So maybe a Viper's Orb onto Spike, but let's be honest, it's 1v3.
BBL showing their Lotus for the first time this year. Not since Ascension did we see it, but improvements have been made.
Hit the wrong side to come out of.
Might just be enough to pave them all the way back to a playoffs run.
Yeah, it's been fantastic from BBL to bounce back from Haven. Sure, 13-11, but it didn't look too great, to be honest.
We do have Larrock standing by to hear his thoughts after this one.
Actually, it's Lover's Rock. By the way, congratulations. That was a crazy performance. I want to ask you real quick, when it comes to losing the first map, now you're on the second one, you're absolutely popping off. How did you get from that mental transition after a loss?
We didn't get too much mental down. I mean, we could have won first map as well. It should have been our map, but we lost. It's okay. We move on.
All right, and that's exactly what you guys did. I'm going to let you move on as well with the team. Good luck in that one out there. We're going to be back with our final map of the series split coming up next after the break.
Yeah, she's not as good as Yinsu. We need Yinsu back, bro. Let's do whilst we wait for this to bring up the next game. Let's do. We go map 3. Is it Rattle? Which one do we normally do? Yeah. I guess the agent. Who should we start off with? Let's start off with. Let's try Teo. I like Teo, bigger pick, no? Male, not in the shirt. Chamber. Phoenix. ISO. Right. Just pick the agent icon. That looks like Fade. That's Clove. It's just that purple. It's they're using that different Fade icons. They're not using the icons they normally use in game because Fade normally has that purple one icon. Guess map. Set them. Watch out! I wonder what this could be. But where actually is this? Not Breeze, not Breeze. Lewis. Where on Lewis actually is this? Because I'm either looking at A stairs or I'm looking at the doors. I think stairs. It is towards 0. What? That's not a site, no? That's door. I'm an Egypt. Guess the rank. Can we get the high quality? No. So he's on raise. He satchels in. Pops his ult. Kills the Phoenix with his ult. Picks up a Vandal. All he's done was shoot through a smoke, basically. Like, congrats, he shot a common angle. I don't know what to say about it. And the fact he didn't help Timber clear that, because if Timber died, I think he would have died as well. Gold. I haven't seen it in diamond or above. Silver? There's no way it's that was diamond, bro. Get the ability at least. I don't know about this one. That's not gonna be helpful easily. I feel like I have to try. I'm gonna try. Not Sage actually. Vice. Gecko. That's Thrash. I don't have this Vandal, but that's an Astral one, so it's like a Valorant Go one, no? No Valorant Goes. It's not Abyssal. Ooh, that'd be a good one. Moonscout. Moonscout? Panoramic? Wait, why is it not those ones? I know it's not these three. I know it's not that one. Integrate? I know it's not that one. It's one of these four. I know it's not that one, so it's one of these three. Could be a tactic series. Jigsaw. Bruh. Death is not an option. Death is not an option. Death is not an option. Sounds like a Reina. Sounds like Reina. I know this is a woman's voice. Piper. Who else have we got? That could be Sage. I don't think it'd be Huz. Last person, I think it could be Astra, but I don't think it's her. Wait, who actually is that? Wait, who actually is that? Hold on. Wait, I need to pause the music so I don't get DMCA striked. Chat, who actually is this?
Death is not an option.
That Sky?
Death
Wait, what?
is not an option. Death is not an option. Death is not an option.
Well, I actually don't know. That's not Raze, I don't think.
Death is not an option.
Wait, whose voice is that? Valorant agents? Wait, I actually don't know the voice. Waylay? Clove? Deadlock? Fade? I feel like that'd be a Fade one, though. Jet? Neon? It's not those few voices. They're very distinct ones. Wait, so it has to be Jet or Neon, no? 'Cause I don't think it's Clove or Deadlock. Clove? Deadlock? Deadlock. That is actually crazy. Yeah, I don't wanna. That's just embarrassing for us. Paint shells. Raise, and there's an E ability. Yeah, we've got an OJ one to listen to. That's Saddam. Could be a bandit straight away, no? That is definitely classic. That's definitely Saddam. It's not a ghost. Frenzy. Shorty. I don't think it's Chef. Ah, it was. I hate doing this waddle. I hate doing waddle. I'm not doing waddle. Okay, we're going back into the game now. We are. Just do that.
Them on and win this series. Wish for GX's camp. What are we expecting here then?
Look, if he was really confident, he would have told us what the surprise was. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, I
then it will ruin the surprise.
I think we also come off two different teams in two different places because they both played Pacific. They both won. They both had strong defensive sides. But then we saw the weaknesses of BBL playing this map when they played against Eternal Fire. So they've now had that extra learning curve. Like, okay, a team that's super high in flair and firepower has managed to take us down, had a horrible attack side. So that's where I think the adaptations are going to come in. That's where they maybe do move away from that jet, because I do think that diving in doesn't really work quite as well as it used to. But that is also the style that we're seeing on the other side, because you have the Waylay, which is literally that dive in and arrow on the sort of follow-up on the Neon. It did work, but it worked versus a Pacific side who didn't know how to hold a post plant.
Yeah, I mean,
so let's see what the surprise is. Let's see.
Right, here we go.
Yeah,
No way, it's the Neon. That's crazy. Who could have seen that coming?
I mean, my eyes instantly gravitate towards Kreven on the Vice here, actually, Tom. Like, that, to me, that's the surprise. Not the double duelist, it's
What
the
they did
Kreven
on the last
Vice.
map is the surprise.
Well, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, because he's been playing Viper on this map more recently.
Yeah.
So I think seeing him on the Vice is a bit more of a surprise. It's funny because BBL have run the Neon and the Raze on this map, but just never at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? Because so like they moved away to it, and now they're like, oh, actually, maybe this is the secret sauce. So yeah, I think it's kind of what we expected.
That's crazy. No, I'm blown away. I'm so glad we waited for that surprise.
I'm so happy that you got to witness it. But I'm sure our casters are also absolutely over the moon for the surprise, because they are ready to cast our final game of the series between BBL and GX.
Yeah, this one deserving of a decider after how GX started things off and BBL have rallied the troops back through Lotus, a map which historically has been good for them. Equally so is Split, but the question is, do they have the necessary fixes after losing it against Eternal Fire just the other week?
It's a step in the right direction for BBL, I have to say, but while GX may have won Split last week, BBL lost it. And the weird thing is, the team that lost it looked much better than the team who won it last week. So let's get into this one and let's hope that Giant X can give us a much better showing than what they did.
Well, already you've seen the GX pistols. They've won the vast majority of them. Only one dropped over the course of the series so far, if I'm not mistaken. And Split attack side is, you know, one of the sides in the game where, you know, winning a pistol round makes all of the difference. So I think if there was any time to find another one and find your feet early, it would be now.
Slow start. Giant X have been so good at pistols so far. 3 out of 4. Can they make it 4 out of 5? Already Kreven, though, has seen 2 towards B main. There's a wall to
Does go towards
fine. The heaven spot. It's all red herrings. GX, they want to start to head towards A. That's where Lover's Rock is all alone.
Yeah, the potential of a crunch through vents here could be huge, and you've already seen Rose just recalibrating.
Okay.
Looking to fend them off from ramp, or maybe investigate. Bit of proactivity. Ara fends them off. And Westside with a trade indirectly.
That's huge picks for the start of the game. On both sides. It's actually kind of crazy. Very wild. I don't really know what to say about that one. Yes.
4 out of 5 has it, not just a fifth.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's still impressive nonetheless, and that's the big point that we have to take from this. Giant X have looked lights out on pistols, but it's the rifles that are under a microscope, and they show us it once again.
Looks maybe if they do get a 5th pistol round, they'll have a better chance at closing. Because as we know on Lotus, they won both, but they weren't able to convert it. And immediately I do want to talk about the comps just a little bit here and the difference in terms of meta read between the two teams, Cairo, because I'm happy to see the Vice on the BBL side. Couple of teams already playing this. G2, Furia, I believe, both showing that one off. MIBR. Was it as well in Americas, whereas GX with this Sky and then Waylay Neon, I mean, those 3 agents, specifically the Sky, I've only seen it, you know, pop up in like top 5 highest picked agents in CN. Like that is the meta read that they've gone for more than anyone else, where Waylay has dripped off a little bit for other regions. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah, it's interesting, but the rifle gets picked up by a pistol player, and now we're straight back to the same thing, just one less player in the mix. BBL have been known for pistols in the past. Not so much in the Tier 1, because let's be honest, since they've been in Tier 1, they've always been winning. Seems like, yeah, they won't get another chance here.
And that nailed build.
Stop the push on towards A heaven.
That's huge damage on levels up there.
Truck still holds on with a shorty, but this time caught
Is Bruno aware of his surroundings?
business as usual now for the attack. I mean, one there would have been huge, but Larocque, we see what his bandit can do. Only one map ago, but could it be repeated? No, just one this time. That's fair enough. Overall, yeah, Ara now starting to get in on the mix, and he's 4 away from that overdrive. Should it come through? And Giant X have a pretty decent end to that, and also have a win condition for the next round through Ara.
Yeah, it looks like the engagements have been pretty easy for them so far. Building on what I was saying about comps, I think that's one thing we've got to be looking at with this Sky pick, something which Cloud has always been known to play.
Yeah, 100%. I think for me, when I look at a lot of teams, the one thing that's consistent through a lot of them is Neon, Astra, and Viper. All the time we're seeing these 3 agents, and I like that BBL have decided to have a look at the world and thought, what's good for us? Let's go away from this kind of typical agents picked.
Yeah. I guess the difference is, right,
I haven't Vast there on this map, is very interesting. I've never seen Vast in this one before.
Might be a little more difficult for them when the side swap comes through. For Ara, it's no problem. He's breezed all the way through.
He's on an adventure, mate. Let's see what he can find.
Potential for him to be a backstab now if they do want to start heading towards B, but first of all, the mid players have to try and find something. Already cut off. Ara still holding on to this one, and will pick up Rose.
Yeah, it forces BBL to the re-clear, or else Ara becomes a real big issue. What is happening right now is it gets messy between the two, and then there's Ara's overdrive. The player's still not and then Ara goes running into Creven. The spike is heading this way, and that's a big 1 versus 1 between the site player and Cloud.
I mean, even with a spanner thrown into the works, feels like GX haven't fully profited from the situation. Creven now in an awkward timing.
Oh, but does he lose out? Cloud playing around here, plays in west side. Good shots, but can't quite find that second kill that probably would have won the round for Giant X. Instead, BBL come out on
It's a good bonus. It's a good bonus. It's a huge bonus back.
Yeah,
3 rifles and a lot of help from me.
Someone's got to go and address that issue. Ara cannot be left unchecked in spawn. Larocque does a brilliant job at marshalling mid, and eventually they clear him out, but not before he picks up 2 kills for the Endeavor. Important round though, crucial stage in the game for BBL to get this defender side active again. The building blocks for their success last time, it was nearly a 9-3 half down to the 1v2 on Lotus.
That's true. It is do or die once again in the economy state. This is usually when we see BBL actually shows what they're made of at judging play, and this is the map you want it.
And the position that you want it right now as well, because very soon Rose is going to find himself hot under the collar, under the bright lights. Will he bend or break? GX.
Guys, please don't drop down.
Shuffling the guard as they're ready to drop in, and there's Rose. Stands the test, no problem at all. Rocket let off from Larocque, he goes down with it, but doesn't matter how much utility Rose is going to miss here.
Yeah, but this is a bit awkward. Giant X don't come out too bad. It's 2v3.
It is, but look where the spike is. You've got to travel through 2 different layers of elevation through vents if you want to get it, or wrap the whole way around.
Where's Loita going? Because he's the straggler between the pack.
He's watching the backside here. He's the rear guard to the situation, so Grubby could very quickly be caught knife out. And instead, it's just Loita that collects the info, continuing to backtrack. This is what I'm talking about, that drop into vents against this judge. You can stun it, and you can in fact kill it if you're flickless, apparently. Such a long way to go for Grubby though, and it just doesn't give him any real opportunity now.
Yeah, time really running thin. So straight away BBL bounce back. At the same time though, it is a round 1 for the defense, but it's a lot of rifles lost at the exact same time. Loita lucky to walk away with his life, but there's at least 2 players there that probably won't have a buy.
Yeah, we'll see what the money looks like. I think they should be just about all right, and well, with GX now dropped down onto an eco, matters not, because I'm expecting outlaws and the like to come through. Rose did excellently well in defending this position. And I think that's something that we have to consider when it comes to their split. You know, are they ready to respond to these different levels of pace if it is going to be GX sending it into mid every time?
Well, that mixed buy that we saw in Lotus having mixed effect, but not all win, comes back through on split stingers and 3 sheriffs. What can they find here? A trade, okay, and a rifle picked up. What can we do to convert this into something better, though?
Yeah, Ara takes on board a boatload of damage, sliding through the thorns. And BBL are here and ready to be counted. A third on the board.
BBL shooting now. I think she.
For the first time in this map.
Yeah, it feels as if BBL have been put to within an inch of their life to wake up and be like, right, okay, guys, we know what we need to do, and actually start shooting Giant X, because this is much more their case.
And I think this round is probably the perfect example of where you then find the value from that Vice.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the Thorns come out, Ara's losing, you know, 2/3 of his health bar in an instant, because it's the distance you travel to take the damage rather than the amount of time you spend in it. Exactly what is required to be the antidote for this Neon, which has found no troubles taking to ramp. It's in the site where the problems lie.
To heaven they go. Rose is the man playing on he's trying to play on the edge there. I don't know about this, because Larocque straight back in, but somehow numbers even, and Craven having to hold things down. A big ulti to put him in a position where he can try and challenge the players of Giant X, but they go elsewhere towards CT.
Both guns caged, but quickly unleashed. In screens, Lovers Rock already on the line. I think BBL know exactly where these last 2 players are. They've considered it, and it's just a question of dealing with that threat.
Well, it's picking your fights here, because every single player is on their own, on their one, and Giant X have the numbers advantage no matter where they go. But I think Craven just heard exactly the Giant X players, and with that spike on the ground, the rest of BBL are going to get into position to win the round and put a little bit of distance between them and their opponent.
Yeah, it's a very well-gauged situation there from BBL in terms of who is taking the fights, who's backing up and inviting others. I like this, you know, play from GX to try an entry, but I have to say, I think BBL equal to it. The setup on site from Craven just stops them from getting in, gives a position to fortify, and there you go. 4 rounds to 2, and GX back on another bad bite.
Yeah, as Larocque, a shining light once again. Double digits in kills already. And looking to continue on. Giant X though, through mid they go.
Yeah, I mean, this is space which BBL are happy to give up if they can.
Giant X are putting their stars in good places, but Giant X is so decent. It's okay.
It's flickless on a sheriff, and he's not even got his crosshair lined up right either, so I don't know how it feels like a death match, especially when Lovers Rock can do something like that. It's a bloody operator, for God's sake.
Yeah, he's on rails right now, and that's exactly what was required. You think of the op duels in the previous series, Izzy was really headlining that encounter. And here it comes back to what I was saying, you know, knowing when to pick your battles. That's always been a factor with BBL. Ara might have the element of surprise here. Doesn't last for long.
What is happening at this moment in time? Ara now, yeah, he's a sitting duck, come on. And now with the operator on his back,
Back up.
Does get the stinger in hand, but it doesn't get a chance to use it. So 5-2, BBL really starting to.
Yeah, but I think Euro needs another
I
NAR.
want to see BBL getting proactive like this on the gun rounds as well, because I think back to their old composition, they actually used to play Sky similarly to what we're seeing from GX here. It was Rose doing that, and he was the one forcing the issue, helping set up op lines, stuff like that. If you can find the same value from the Fade here, which has proven to be the premier choice on this map so far. That's what it's all about. GX looking to go for the B play again, but it's this reposition from Craven and his Thorns that we've got to be thinking about.
Yeah, good buffs today.
Already BBL though, they're all in heaven and ready to line up and support Kreven. So once again, the Vice utility gets the effect that they want, and they get to rotate in and support.
And this is exactly why I wish more teams in our region would play Vice, because she really feels like the premier solution on a couple of maps to counter that Neon.
Vice for EMEA says Hazard. Do you vote yes?
Well, I vote yes, yeah.
So you're the poster boy for Vice, so
I am.
I'm hoping that you would be voting yes. And Giant X seem to be voting no at the minute because they've got rid of LaRock and want more. A brawl in mid, one which does not continue. Because at this moment in time, it's a heal up and away. Execute coming through, right?
What's the advice for?
Getting to work. Rose, when do
I
you
see.
take your chance? Probably now as the players walk away. So that's a defensive cosmic divide that's pushed GX away from this point in the map. And there's not a whole bunch of time left, so they need to get a move on.
Yeah, it makes that rotation a little bit easier towards A now as well if they're looking for it. In fact, Rose actually pushes out beyond the divide. Big fight in middle.
Oh, and one which
I say
That's huge. That's a good bait.
not have a gun out.
more of a beat down, and to be honest, GX, they need to get a move on. And Lover's Rock, up in hand, doesn't get a chance.
Finally, we got around. We finally got around. Holy.
No other way to look at it. 1v4. Kreven, no chance in hell here, surely.
Yeah, look, I may be the poster boy for Vice, but not in this situation. Coming from what? You wanted to be the poster boy for Scottish Cast, didn't you?
Oh, hey. Scottish casts, yes, definitely.
Scottish Casts.
Yeah.
Scottish Caster.
Well, we'll see.
Can he add any fuel to the fire here, though? No. Put out in an
That's what Westside.
by Westside.
This one will
The
exact.
good thing is here, if this does go a traditional split way, that's the lifeline, right? That's what we expect. And considering Giant X can
Yeah, I
win
reckon
this
everything there.
that's what we'd be expecting here.
I mean, look at that. Ara is down to 15 HP, I think, before he takes that bullet to the dome. So it was job done. And what GX need to do is they need to find a way to bleed some of this utility. Now, with the
Time
thorns,
out.
that's going to be pretty difficult, but
Giant X
you know,
time
if
out?
you can find a way to bait out the wall, maybe you're sending the fast lane to get Kreven to pop it a little preemptively. That's got to be the way to do it, you know? But right now, it feels like a lot of rounds where we're just seeing a blind commitment towards one of these sites, and it's really costing them.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the compliments, I guess, to come out the back of that was that the mid-rounding was actually very good from Giant X.
Yeah.
Going back towards mid, managing to get a couple of picks in their favour. But again, we can't be like, you can't start a round bad every round and then work it into your favour, right? We need to start to see some more momentum-based rounds for Giant X.
I would also probably argue that it's a knock-on effect of playing double duelist. The macro is fundamentally different.
Yeah.
This was a team that always loved to play double initiator and have those tools to really scour for that information. Now
They could have done double
being
initiator,
forced to maybe
to be
play,
honest.
In a way which is a lot more
Like,
heads up, and I think that
I don't get how the meta is double GS. Like, I sort of see it, but I don't know.
It look like much more of a spread default here.
Yeah, take their time, split up, look for clues, Scooby-Doo and all that. But gonna need to see some ultimates in.
I feel like if you're comfortable with double initiator, then do it. But like, if you're trying double do this just because like trending meta,
this could be BBL to go on and win, but a great shot gets rid
Pass
of
out for failure, you know?
and Lover's Rock.
Gotta say, when it comes to holding down an angle, Flickless has had BBL's number at times in this bout. Loiter is going to win against the op of Ara, but Flickless is right there for another. That's 3 bodies buried in middle, and the round almost single-handedly wrapped up by the Belgian.
Yeah, I feel as if I'm waking up in a fever dream. Why are BBL once again going and taking these ones when something they're good at playing together was swinging together, right? Flickless just takes them all for himself. Now we've got a last 1 versus 1, and Grubby cannot win out. So it's Mr. Clutch himself to move into a 1 versus 3.
It's a world away though, and look who's waiting in the tower block. Eviction notice in hand. It's Flickless. A quad kill from him, and 4 rounds to match on the GX side.
You're respectable. 3 rounds left of the half. Which way does it go? I think if you're a Giant X fan, I think at least one more would put me into a real confidence spot for this roster.
The part that makes this round a little more puzzling for me is the fact that BBL were finding success by, you know, easing off from mid at times, you know, allowing that pressure to be taken, withstanding
it, basically.
towards the other extremities, the limits of the map for answers.
I need,
Whereas here, they're kind of going all in on a position where Flickless is just absolutely farming them, for lack of a more romantic vocabulary. So, a timeout called by Key. And having lost 2 in a row, you've got to look at the ults that are up in this last cycle of the half from round 10. What is it that they've got to try and mitigate? Viper's Pit and 2 very heavy execute ultimates.
But then at the same time, right, you have that showstopper, and you also have the overdrive for Lovers Rock. This is really big retake ultimates, and especially since Lovers Rock loves the operator so much, you imagine that'll be kept in the back pocket for those most close quarter fights.
It's that double duel.
That's even that 2 in them.
Punch, which has had to reinvent itself a little bit. The Lovers Larocque duo, as it has been coined.
Right, these minutes are so thin.
Because they're playing different agents than what
like compared to mine.
I know that Larocque was always good for a game on Raze every now and
I'm gonna it's basically that size.
The duelist which he really built his identity around when that was the change asked of him. We've seen him on so many different roles. Smokes even, you mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does play differently.
Like, his ones are so thin. Mine's thick.
Well, it's actually Rose who picks up the operator this time, and I like that BBL are playing with tendencies, right? Creven got a chance last map, now Rose gets a chance this map, so if you see the fade, you're not expecting the operator.
Little off-roll op, we've seen it a couple of times already. Boaster, Chronicle, Rose right now. Looking at things, it's another slow round from GX, but Westside gets up into ramp early, triggers the wall, and while the refract expires, he's perfectly safe.
Well, we're going to get a rocket coming straight through. The fuse, though, does expire, and Giant X managed to survive this.
Oh, but yeah, this is huge because BBL have managed to just usher GX into this corner of the map where the Vice is set up, and they're ready to fight this.
That ultimate has hit no one as well, so the value is next to nothing for Giant X. And BBL, here to fight. Sure, let's go. Take the gloves. Let's try and take a brawl right now. Giant X, though, are completely stalled out. They want nothing to do with this.
Flickless in the corner. He's caught, but everyone's here on BBL.
That's a man with the spike. They have to try and...
Oh my god, they're not going on.
And they've done so. He's even saved himself. Pit in pocket and Ara towards the site.
2 versus 2 situation, but the plant's got to come in at some point, Cairo. Pit to be deployed into elbow. And BBL playing back into this 2-on-2 with a health advantage.
I don't like you can't see DL in the mode, it's annoying.
To try and re-clear the pit. You've also got that overdrive from Lovers Rock.
And I mean, look at Larocque's utility belt as well. This boombot on nade could make things a real issue, especially for Flickless.
Yeah, because he is so low. So you look at Ara, put on notice, playing outside of the pit to see if he can catch a player or 2 off guard. He does get a chance at Lovers Rock, and the spray catches a second. BBL up to 6 on
that is crazy.
But surely
we will see it from Flickless POV. Did they line up or something?
You take every last drop of it if you're BBL. The overdrive is the searchlight which sends them on their way. Lovers Rock holds the torch, the rest follow. Talking of leaders and followers, I gotta say, BBL
practically lined up,
the pace here, forcing GX into an uncomfortable execute in the end, and it just didn't feel like there was a second plan. As soon as Larocque pops that ult, they're only in one mind, go A.
Yeah, that's true, but at the same time, they managed to mitigate a lot of the problems sent their way, so it complements it in that aspect. So there's some bad, but there's also some good to come out of that.
That's Flickless.
Be banking on Flickless, finding a few more of these though if they want to get back on even terms. When the half sounds, it's a great opening pick. He has played his job fantastically throughout this evening. From the Cypher to the Viper, feels like a bit of a natural fit, but still not applying too much pressure on A. BBL aware of the possibility of mid presence, and GX here 3 members strong.
So the mid round and through mid has identified at least someone there, but at the same time, BBL they're not going to have anything to do with it.
Yeah, this is where you see then Rose start to move over as well. He should have the Haunt come back up soon. He's got a Prowler, needs to collect a little bit of information to base this call off. Otherwise, BBL know that they're going to be in this site hold at the deficit.
And the good part is, you look at the positions from the players, it was pretty far back, right? Instead, they're moving towards B, and this is terrible for them.
Yeah, they're actually just going to give it up. So all of that Vice utility counts for nothing as well.
Or does it? Does it buy a little bit of time for the players to get back into position? Creven in CT, the wall goes.
Cloud's still not made it past that Vice wall in main, still not triggered it with the spike in his hands.
So do they go for the brawl? Do they go for the fight? That's the question. Flickless still gets another. This spike plan will be successful, but where's the rest of the bodies for Giant X? They need to protect this and not lose control. That's exactly what happens.
One more round. Get 6-6.
Really cheeky Cosmic Divide there from Loiter as well to try and retake. BBL had all the players on the scene. It's just that initial call a couple seconds earlier left them hamstrung. Great opening pick from Flickless. I mean, he's just passed every test so far. And in terms of the site defense in the end, there's only one avenue of retake, and there's only one result.
That's it. So with that, BBL not the best by Giant X.
What's it to? Oh, I see.
At this point to try and regain an equal scoreline into the second half. Those Seekers going to be a big component of this round, you can feel.
Yeah. And you can see GX immediately going back to this vent control as well. Oh, double dive in. Larrock playing around the edge of the smoke, gets caught. And he's all by himself. That's one of the rifles gone.
I think a big part of these rounds has been decided through the first bloods.
Yeah. I think it was one of the rifles. I'm not sure. You'd have to double check in middle, but BBL don't have too much going for them here. There is still the op in the hands of Lovers Rock, though, about to be tested.
Big fight. Oh, just misses out. And there's no quick trade either. And you can see the bodies from BBL being sent to the B site.
Damage onto Arrow as well. Does get healed up by Cloud as the Seekers.
Don't know at least 3 of the Seekers would be.
For BBL right now is towards B, but with that Vice utility left behind and Rose an opportunity to play off it, the ult comes in early.
Yeah, that's a really nice ultimate. It'll buy a bit of time for Rose to reposition if he really wants to. He held the rope, trying to go up it, but Giant X, they now have 30 seconds to get the spike down.
Grubby is the one player making his reprisal from main, so all eyes on Creven in the heavens. Oh, and it's Divine! A big double!
They're so nice taps.
Active. There's nowhere to go. Grubby's a dead man walking, as is Flickless. Last action of the half, so he's got to give it a go, but this one is rigged from the start. Creven again profiting.
Divine from Creven, the BBL believers looking to try and finish out this map.
They were such nice taps, they were so clean.
After a resurgence from Giant X, we look to that second half to see if they can finish it out 2-1.
Look how clean it is. Boom, boom. Was that Visor, wasn't there? Visor would probably mean boom, 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 you know? Boom, boom, boom.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I think once this game is, I'm gonna make some dinner. Like, cause the time the EMEA games start, it's a bit annoying because when they finish, or when the fast one finishes, it's like time for dinner kind of thing. Time for dinner, you know? So, if when it comes to APAC and China, I've woken up and you got to watch one game. You can't watch both at the same time. But you could, but it's hard to focus on 2 games at once. Because they get paid at the same time. Americas, they start literally just after lunch, roughly, I think. Ugh. So it's 10 PM for me it starts. And they typically start about 1 or 2, I think. No. Well, I don't know, about the same time actually. Same time as EMEA starts. It's like 4 o'clock. So I guess it's equally as bad for Americas.
This series in the 1-on-1 game,
yeah.
Absolutely delivering. But if you're looking for more action, EMEA got you covered this week. We've got a few bangers, and in fact, the first team to lock playoffs could be Foot. Yes, you're hearing me correctly, because Liquid actually, even if they win that game,
aren't guaranteed.
Yeah, both teams at 2-0. Pretty big, massive game in that group. But so is this one right now. As we can see, look, this game has come down to third map on the second half. Giant X move on to defense on split. That's such a good sight for them.
Absolutely. Yet to see what BBL can do in this position with the adjustments that they bring to the table as well. So you can see the retake win rate there for GX, 53%, and the pistol win rate is through the roof, 80. And I think a lot of that will be propped up by the fact that they've taken all but one from BBL.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can find that fifth.
This should be the Bangkok. We'll see if Giant X can capitalize on that. BBL will have ideas of their own, considering they start the attack as double duelist. Ara is caught in the seas, but I don't know if the players have saw the visual effect of that. Westside has moved elsewhere. He's a big component to the reason why these pistol rounds have been so good, and gets at least one.
A man running on confidence. Someone who has not had their confidence knocked is Flickless, still hanging on to mid control here. BBL starting to move towards A, and one of the big issues I saw from the last time out on Split, just blind commitments. Sending it into sites where they had no information. This time they're grouping up. It's a 5v2 wherever they go, 4v2, sorry.
Yeah, Grobby has to hold this by himself. In fact, Flickless has come to join, so it's a double controller to try and keep hold of the A side, but instead, let it go, let the players by, and it will be a retake for Giant X.
As we know, this should be a win condition here for GX. Looking at the utility left, Cloud has a flash, Ara the slide, Grubby a star, which he places to the pocket. Kreven playing from it, and now the defender's in motion.
So the flash used, but it doesn't get anybody. That relay bolt huge, and Rose not cleared. That should be no way back in for Giant X now.
Oh yeah, the Jax to struggle this one.
To win it out here and now, and it should be a massive pistol round. But that should. It's not the real deal. It's not confirmed.
Wait.
As Flickless comes through himself, it's all on him in a 1 versus 1. As LaRock holds on to the nade and buys him.
Oh yeah, no, the Giant X is the front.
Doesn't even have half.
He has stick.
He's forced now onto the spike, and with a quick swing,
That's not too long to retake.
Top of the head, LaRock wins a huge pistol round for BBL.
And this one is binding. BBL up to 8 now with a chance to extend that lead. They've picked up another pistol, it's come at the perfect time, and this here, it's another situation where Ara is sliding in, and there's just no follow-up, no trade. I love the counter stun from Lover's Rock, that can't be overlooked, but at times that synergy just doesn't feel completely built.
Yeah, you said it's binding, it could be splitting now as we see BBL look to finish out this. Shaking the head, you don't like that one?
Low fruit. You have fractured our relationship.
Eroded, perhaps. Well, got to look for a haven for this duo.
The joke's making an ascent in quality.
Yeah.
But still, an abyss to be covered here.
Hey, I know. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, that's poor.
The gap building.
I'm so sorry, everybody at home. I know you want to enjoy this match, but it's not happening between us two. It's happening for Giant X though. A nice couple of, I say a nice couple of kills. It was just one in the end actually, and Cloud's left at the other side of the map.
Next round's up by, so hopefully we can at least get a couple rounds.
GX waiting in the icebox before they can get the weapons of their choice. I'm sorry. They've cooled off.
Somebody VAR that, please. Put him. He needs to go in the sin bin.
No, I absolutely do. But
I know Tom's on desk. Tom, can you come up?
Oh, we're playing that game, are we? Oh. All right, Cloud. He wants out. He's had enough. And we're into the next. This next round is huge. We can't understate that enough.
Yeah,
an opportunity now.
There's got to be a reason why he jumped that nade.
Or BBL to put up a gap which could make this irretrievable. He's actually come up the stairs.
Yeah. All right. It's all right, mate. Maybe for the next series. I need to see what's happening. Okay.
I feel like I needed to get him on the mic just to prove we weren't seeing things.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
They say if you hang around the studio long enough, you start seeing Tombies.
I see him everywhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just because I've been seeing Dirka and the likes. But listen, straight into the mix. We have BBL, who have just taken the A site. There's no problems about that. It's a 5v5 retake. Oh,
That is actually unfortunate.
Larok with another utility kill, except that one isn't self-inflicted. Westside offline. You look at this retake again, it's got to come through Ara, and Cloud's got things started.
Brilliant start to the retake, but it's Loiter in the corner.
That's Loiter.
Gets caught next. The captain holding on and bringing this retake through, but still Craven and Main could be the big upset, and Ara's just found him.
Coffee retake.
Next up, BBL have collapsed on this hold.
Technically flawless, because if that raise bucket never came in, it would have been flawless.
I feel like GX in a way just kind of read between the lines where they'd been using so much utility to initiate before. It's almost a full contact. Cloud finding 2 kills. I said Ara was going to be the main factor with how they've tried to set him up previously. He was just tailgating. That is unfortunate for Westside. But GX do incredibly well to get through this one, and now the next round is sort of equally important, if not more so.
I think the big thing about Westside's death is it actually benefits Giant X, because that showstopper's no longer in play. They win the round, and they don't get the value. So with the next round, as you said, it becomes even more important because of the economy.
Yeah, I guess so, right? Larok happy to take that trade, and well, BBL into the A site again. It's been forfeited once more. GX playing to this. Their game plan in the retake, it worked well in the previous, but Loiter has disrupted it here.
Same sort of results from the last round, but Cloud, he won't be able to... Oh, he's able to get at least one, and the trades are good.
That's huge, that's huge.
It's 3-on-3.
Yeah, and BBL have to play this forward line. They have to find a way to disrupt what GX are doing.
Yeah, but they're also playing Loiter so deep in main to play for the stars. But he's going to have to come closer because things could get messy here. Grubby now, looking to try, swing out, get an engagement. Rose hiding, doesn't realise the position he's in. Craven manages to dodge the molly. So with the start being used to try and grab well, this is just going to be a defuse. Craven Loiter needs to get into the mix. A defuse coming through. He's missing the shot.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Giant X
Go grub, let's go.
We're within 2, and BBL have no...
That was actually so scary.
It was a 2 versus 3 as well, I think, from GX in that situation. Backs to the wall, post plant set up. Flickless is so patient in making his reprisal through heaven. I think GX were lucky, honestly, with how caught off they got at the start of the round, but again, these post plants for BBL, such an issue, and that will be the main talking point of the timeout, I'm sure.
Yep, second and last timeout of this series being used up by Key. And we discussed it, right? As we start to head into split, what does this defense side look like for Giant X? And since we've had a bonus round, a rifle round, Giant X have won them all, and they've put BBL under real pressure.
This is a stage in the game now where you're looking for the next layer of development, that next adaptation, because for BBL, they've been allowed into the A site for free the last 2-3 rounds. GX are giving this up on purpose, yeah, not without, you know, an unneeded death here or there, but they've stuck to their strengths and it's worked. BBL now need to try and find what the resolution to that is. You saw the first little sign of it with them taking a little bit of screens control, a bit more advanced last time, but there has to be something else to win them these rounds.
I agree with that, but I also feel as if BBL are so thinly spread. They want to play a player in main, but they also want to take extra space in screens. And when those players in screens fall, your player in main needs to come a lot closer, and that's where Loiter maybe failed in that last round. Okay, next round, ultimates in play for both teams.
Yeah, when you look at it, gotta say GX are a little bit closer in terms of finding themselves with the real best stock of them. I'm thinking Flickless is pit for mid-control when we come to the rifle round. And Westside maybe even looking to get that convergent paths up as well. You can see here the plan for BBL, take mid-control, build off the back of the bucket. But no duels entertained so far. Not until Flickless.
Yeah, not as clean as he has been. And, well,
oh my god, that saturate was so huge.
Really fantastic hinder coming in there, as they've still got the main control. Cloud should move with an air of caution now as he knows mid control's already been taken, and yeah, the rotation's arriving.
Yeah, support in numbers, and expectations are that this is going to be Giant X to close this one out. 30 seconds remain. A spike plant would be huge for BBL if they could get it.
The question is, where are you going to find it? A is probably your best chance, and even then, Kreven's walking in low. Cloud takes that one every single day of the week. Rose follows it up, though, and actually, in that foot race towards the site, they win out.
And they also have a rifle, so in a 2v3, I'm getting a little bit worried here. It comes down to these shots, and Loiter lights out. This is game on now.
That's really one to drag your attention. Loiter doesn't have any stars to work with from what I can see, just the Sheriff in his hands. Both players retaking from screens. Herd on the BBL side, a double stack.
Yeah, 2 retakes attempted, 2-1. Can GX make it 3 out of 3? We're even going to get a Cosmic Divide. That's how worried Giant X are.
Let's go, Grub.
Just gets it. It's an expensive round, yes, but the answer is, have they won? And you get it right now.
Yeah, an 8th for Giant X. Felt like BBL's setup was catered perfectly to what they wanted to try and do in that retake with a little understacker and elbow. I like this defensive utility from Westside. Profitable, catches Ara mid-jump. Or sorry, Lover's Rock. And then, yeah, this from Grubby. The Cosmic Divide, obviously, to cut off anyone playing post-plant from Dean, but get exactly what they're looking for.
That's relief on the faces of the players, it has to be said. That's the big part here. Lover's Rock, Operator back. Every player on 25 shields coming into this. And you can see BBL have changed things up a lot slower, a lot more methodical. That's what they're aiming for.
I have to say, this game almost brings my mind back to the GX BBL match we had stage 2 last year in groups. GX winning it over 3 maps and BBL having to fight back from the death to find their playoff spot. What a statement this would be against this team.
That's Flick.
And Flickless once more proving invaluable in those opening engagements.
Well, 3 strong now, and Flickless getting healed back up. The Sky's value proven second to none in this moment.
Yeah. Doesn't happen all too often, but there's been at least a couple rounds where Cloud's been able to heal off one of his teammates. Grubby now under the microscope on this A fight. Locked into the line, and with the jump peak taken, the first bullet fired. Trigger pressed, Flickless right in behind, and Rose completely detached from this, so it really has to be Grubby in map right now, up close to
nice. This is a good one pick. This is a good one, right?
And Flickless still slow to take his timing.
Yeah, happy with that. Our Giant X, they want to play the retake, but they also, BBL, want to play on Rose. Look towards him.
That's the thing. They don't know that he's still left behind here. Ult to try and make that first incision. Kreven pops it, one of his own, but Ara still wins with the classic in hand. Flickless pops up with the perfect time, and Rose trying to reverse engineer this wall. Still can't stand to the task. GX tying us up at 9.
All even. BBL and Giant X. It's an absolute disaster. How has this end up being turned on its head like this? It feels as if BBL have been stuck on 9 for the longest time.
I mean, we've seen this happen to them a couple of times on this map. I think the NRG game in Santiago as well, when they struggle to close out there, relying on these hero moments. Players like Loiter again being alive in the late rounds, the only bailout. There has to be something more consistent to it. All in A play, and Ara's watching it with the op.
Rose barking out his orders right now, making sure everyone on BBL knows that this is a must-win, and they need to fix their mistakes, and it's not going to happen. It's Ara's first in the kill feed. All 4 players for BBL are here, all remaining 4 players.
I mean, how many times have GX found this opening advantage and gone back into a retake? Huge fight going down in main.
BBL now on the move. They have to be the protagonists here. They have to find something, because these retakes have been so potent for Giant X. It's going to be through Lover's Rock overdrive, but he's so scared. Doesn't move out of main. And right now, Giant X have got the site. They've got control of the spike. BBL need to win the heaven fight, and they don't! Cloud holds on! Giant X on the precipice of something special!
Beautiful.
Double digits locked in. And Giant
Just a
X
couple more rounds,
really
couple more
going
rounds.
through the motions now. It's another round built off the back of the same idea. It's not Flickless this time, but it's Ara. Stalwart in position. Gives the platform that allows the rest of the Giants to pile on through. Look at the round timeline. 5 diffuses in a row, all part of the plan. And BBL without an answer, without a timeout here either.
I think the worst part is BBL won the pistol round, and in my head I was like, right, okay, time to settle down. BBL are about to go and win this one, and it has not been the case whatsoever. BBL have looked stunned, stunted, and absolutely stuck out of this game. Towards mid they go, and it is towards Cloud, who, to be honest,
Big damage on Rose.
has earned his plaudits.
Absolutely. No less for the match which he's called. Split specifically looking much better for GX.
Timing.
Ooh, awkward
Ooh.
engagement, but does find one to the headgear of Kreven first. Does Cloud cowering in the Kingdom corner, taken out.
I got it.
With the follow-up taking its sweet time to arrive.
That's Ara.
What's Lover's Rock to do than watch Larok die beside him? Chasing him down into the sewers with just a singer. Cloud is ready for this one, as are GX, but ooh, I say that. Loiter does manage to retrieve a weapon here.
Yeah, but he's not Omen. He can't go and collect that spike with an ultimate. They're completely locked out without a key.
I also said retrieve the weapon. He's just left it there to go through the vent, and yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you speak out, locked out without a key. BBL don't have key for the rest of these rounds. He has to sit and watch like a passenger.
And when I mentioned Santiago earlier, what I'm really saying is, have they learned the lessons from that global experience? Because it's a different level out there. That should then be translating to matches like this, where you get put under pressure, when you have to adapt. It just doesn't feel like they've got that second gear to shift into.
Let's go! And this is the first round after that run of 5 retakes that GX have won purely on gun kills, on kills alone. Cosmic Divide back up for Grubby, Operator in hand. BBL now go back to the grindstone to see what they can get.
GX will have seen that Vice Wall be placed, and Westside over the top of it, not able to capitalize. Insert of Ara though. And back to this mid-focus where BBL are gathered.
Oh, Flickless now under pressure. He's managed to escape pretty easily.
Yeah.
Flickless actually knows very well escaping.
Playing through this 1-3-1. They've gone A almost every single time when they've done it. This is the deviation. Now setting up for a B play on the full buy.
Yeah, but look at this. This is the stronger side of the map for Giant X. They've also changed things up. But with the wheelie heading elsewhere, this could be an issue. A nice off angle, and Cloud's ready to drop out.
Loiter down to 17 in transition as well, and he's so far away from the play. There's only Lover's Rock in heaven. As soon as that smoke drops, there's a real issue here, and Lover's Rock still, again, fully faithful in the notion that if they take B, they can win these fights. But look at the health, it's just too low.
Nice besties.
Sweeps in to take 12, and in zone flawless. GX.
It's over. 2-1 Giant X goal, easy, light work. Not close. BBL who? That off angle was so crazy.
This is the biggest of wobbles right now against the GX that last week has looked like they should have easily been dropping out this group.
Yes! This game, or the match that both of them played against Pacific, feeling like a bit of a barometer. Credit to them for the rounds that they've taken, but now into this final round, what is the difference for BBL? You can already see Lover's Rock getting ready to take the A space, tagged on the way.
The spike not committed anywhere, but you can see right now the Seekers are looking to get that information for the defense, and they want to actually go and fight this. Lover's Rock with a judge in hand. This is not a fight you really want, not at close range anyway.
Yeah, well,
that's
Misty. Like it, not going to be offered it on their
Ooh!
It's all Westside right now, making BBL pay a hefty toll. The team which towered over everyone in kickoff may just be bested by the Giants in a group stage game.
I'm out of here.
One bullet left in the chamber, but the cavalry's already arrived. It's falling off at the wheels here unless Lovers Rock can find a way to steady the ship. Bodycon!
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Over 3 maps with a huge...
Let's go, Giant X. Let's go. But yeah, Giant, I'm gonna itch me because I'm gonna make some dinner because I'm hungry. And yeah, I appreciate you coming by. I don't know when I'm gonna be next live. Probably Friday. And yeah, I'll catch you all later. Peace.